1, 2, 3. Okay, the red light is on. That means we are broadcasting worldwide. That's right, the last bastion of free speech on air now, the Harness Players Podcast for a special live edition following all the action from the Delaware County Fair in Delaware, Ohio. That's right, 2 states in one. That's how gargantuan the action is today for the 80th Little Brown Jug Grade 1 race, $500,000. The first 2 heats. They're going to race eliminations in a little bit, and then an hour after that, race for $500,000. I'd like to see a thoroughbred try to do that, but they never will. I am here, Ray Cotolo. We're going to have a trove of minds joining us to talk about and just follow the racing from Delaware, Ohio. We have our usual stalwart, Mr. Mikee P, here with us, and we have some other names as well, namely Edison Hatter, as well as Kevin Plaucha, who, okay, I was wondering if your video was going to kick on because your camera was off, so I was thinking I would catch you by surprise with whatever you were doing.
Kevin looks like he just woke up.
Oh, he's holding a cigarette, too.
Oh. Ray, I have done the most significant thing of any of us on the show in the last 30 seconds.
Which is what?
Single-handedly made Blueprint 1-9 in this elimination.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's nice that you at your young age, have finally accomplished something of worth. As you mentioned, the first Little Brown Jug elimination coming up in a little bit. This has been a long-awaited show for many. Last year, Mike, you might remember we were accompanying PTF for the Horse Players Happy Hour and then segued into coverage of the Little Brown Jug. Huge turnout for that. And I think we had so much fun that everyone said next year we're going to line up no matter how long we will wait for this show. We actually had some campouts ahead of this race. How about George Gray in the comments section? He's been here since 3 in the afternoon. Which I guess in the grand scheme of things is only an hour ago, but still, he was sitting there waiting. We have Tom Espinoza tuning in as well. Don't worry, Tom. I think you'll pick up on standard bed racing pretty quickly, especially at a meet like the Little Brown Jug meet where Edison Hatter has made a killing purely because you just have to look at the tote board and bet accordingly. And then you can maybe reverse engineer looking at that from the past performances to figure out just kind of how harness racing works. And
but Ray, you got the science a little wrong here. You also have to look at the program. There's been 2 times this week where I've gotten away with a morning line favorite, betting the morning line favorite, second choice on the betting board.
Oh, so I mean, like everything, there are nuances. It's not, one size fits all. But if you follow horse racing to begin with, you already know that. You already know that you can't take Andy Beyer for what numbers he puts out there. At least I don't.
And did you bet the win and show on Blueprint? Is that what I'm seeing here?
No, somebody does have a big bridge jump on Blueprint. No, the bridge jumping on an 8-horse field at the Jug, it's not a great idea after a horse named Micro EJ last year.
That's right. She broke in the final, right?
Equipment issue, like right before the half. In fact, it's funny, I was rewatching that replay a bit ago yesterday, remembering that experience.
Which truly is like a 1 in a million outcome. I can count on my hand the number of times something like that has happened inside of a big race.
Well, that was something, I texted this to Kevin yesterday. I put one of you 2 on the spot. Someone come up with an answer because I don't have a good answer to this, but I'm curious. We know how the Jug works. We know how the Jug at works. So actually, Ray, you're the host. This is like a you thing to do, but I guess I'll whine into it. But, for anybody listening, learning, 2 eliminations. They will race twice today, these horses. Same thing yesterday with the Jugette for the fillies. So the top 4 from races 16 and 17 will come back for race 20. They will race twice in a day. Mm-hmm. And the winners from the first 2 eliminations will draw posts 1 and 2. Second place finishers gets post 3 and 4. So again, you're racing for your post.
You don't have to be pedantic about this. You can speed it up.
People might not have done this. So what I'm going with this, though, is to you 2. how many post 7, post 8 winners do we have in the jug, or even 5 or 6? I mean, I can recall a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2, obviously, but I mean, did the third and the fourth winner really?
Remember, wasn't It's My Show outside post winner in the final? I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna go post 5, so I think you're getting somewhere. That's post 5.
Yeah. When Captain Barbosa won from post 4, if I remember correctly.
That was the one I was thinking about from post 4. It might have been post 3. It was 3 or 4. It was second place finisher. I was thinking of that.
But usually it's 1, 2.
It's My Show was a third place finisher in a limbo. I'm pretty sure. So you're right on that one. But a fourth place finisher, I can't think of a 7 or an 8. But again, I've been following this as long as theoretically you all have. So, well, basically you, Mike. Sorry, Ray though too. Ray's been doing this since he's been like 2 years old. So
it's true.
Ray's been at this
I remember coming home from school in 2010 and turning on my dad's Twin Spires account to watch Dan Dubé and Rock and Roll Heaven set the 2-heat world record in the Little Brown Jug.
Nice.
And I can fact check you on that because that's the oldest record on the jug website with like day-by-day results. I was looking up the race results, and I remember seeing that as the first. I was like, "Oh, Dubé won a jug, cool."
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should look at the race a little bit. I mean, we got 2 heats coming up here.
14 minutes.
Yeah,
absolutely. This first one, it could potentially
13 minutes, Ray, because yours is behind. What you were going to say?
Well, I'm looking at Twin Spires for the minutes to post. I'm not looking at the feed. This is a 7-horse field. If you did some deductive reasoning from what Ed Hatter was just spouting, I know sometimes it's easy to get lost in thought listening to Ed. Top 4 from each elimination go to the $500,000 final later this afternoon. Finish does matter. A lot of times when people hear about harness racing, if they're like vaguely familiar, they have this idea of, the elimination is a race where you just kind of go out there, you get your lilies in order, and then you go build your flower bed for next week, to finish with that metaphor. But you have to win this to get the best post on the grounds. If you get second, you're compromising with potentially okay post. You get third or fourth, someone will have to fact check this. I was trying to off of the winners list on the Little Brown Jug site. I don't know that anyone has won from no man's land out in the 7 and 8, at least of recent memory.
They used to do 3 heats too. Like if a horse won the second heat that didn't win one of the first 2 heats, then they would have a third heat and a race off to win.
Used to be that you had to earn. You really had to earn it.
Who's that? I should know the answer to this, Mike. But who would that third race be between then? The winner of the second heat and what?
And the winners of the eliminations.
Eliminations.
So it'd be a 3-horse final then. Or
because it was the whole thing was built on the idea of who truly has the best horse. And so if you win in the second heat, but you didn't win an elimination, you got to win best 2 out of 3. One of them has to.
So I don't know when they stopped this or like how long the gambling rounds. So Mike, were you a part of it like as a gambler and a fan at that point during that time in history? Like point being like, how did the logistics of that work too? Because at least nowadays, I know we have like time regulations on, time that's got to be between heats and stuff. So like, did you just have to sit around? Like was the second heat the last race of the day? And then you just had to like sit around for a while until they could by time go again?
Correct. That's what happened. They used to do the Audios was the same way. Like there were a lot of 2 heat races that raced like that. But the jug was, the big one, really. It just didn't happen very often. That was the thing.
By the way, Ray, I guess we're not in the business of bashing ADW names, so I won't say it. But one ADW that I used to use is very good at like getting the horses back on track and knowing like what the like showing the last race, whatever. Kevin and I were using one yesterday that had a very unique circumstance where I can explain the science of it if anybody cares. We really don't. Well, I guess now I've already said it. I'll explain it anyway. Basically, they tried to like move the horses over from the elims to the final. Mm-hmm. So like the 3-horse in the elim was Rose, and Rose did get the 3-horse post in the final. So 3 Rose was in there. That's fine. But the winner, like odds on Chesapeake, was proposed 4. So it had the horse's name, odds on Chesapeake, moved from the 4-horse to the final. But if you bet that, you were really betting the 4-horse in the final, which was, I think, odds on Hialeah or whatever. But because no 1 or 2 horse made the final, you couldn't bet the 1 or the 2 horse. So I'm assuming today that ADW will do better and Kevin and I will be good. But yesterday, all Kevin and I could discuss with one another was the fact that we could bet the 3, the 4, the 6, the 7, and the 8. And I thought about it, by the way, Kevin. I came up with the only winning bet that I could make, and I did it. $100 a show on the 3. Rose did finish third because you couldn't have hit an exacta because 1 and 2 were involved. The trifecta, a superfecta, a win bet, a place. I hit the only bet you could possibly hit on that AEW. It was $100 a show, and Rose, who barely held on.
Why do we have 27 accounts? Like, why would you even bother with that?
It's to get the bonus bets. It's the same reason I have
you probably
so
bet
many
$100
credit
the show
cards.
on a horse that paid $220 because the two chalks were 1-2.
You know, I told Kevin I was gonna pay $220, pay $260. I'm not complaining. I don't know. It's just kind of solidarity with Kevin because I thought Kevin was gonna mirror me. I thought he was gonna bet this 2. We're gonna sit here and sweat like, come on, we need this 3 horse because we can't bet the 1 or 2. Otherwise, I would have taken Rodeo Drive Deo to win. Honestly, 4 to 5 probably wasn't a bad price. I mean, I think.
Yeah, you settled for 220. Well, I guess it was again because of the post thing, but you got horrible odds on that, all things considered. I'll let you talk in a second, Kevin. I just have to say this since Ed's a NASA guy. I remember how it only took 16 kilobytes of RAM to land people on the moon. And I'm just posing the argument because everyone says racing technology it's so I want to just argue that maybe there's too much RAM in our machines. If we started using less, then maybe we could get the post positions right because there's not conflicting information getting all thrown around inside of the motherboards. You don't have to fight back on that, Ed. I know you agree with me, but what were you going to say, Kevin?
Well, didn't they put the 8 horse in with 2 minutes to post? And we were like, oh, they might get the 1 and 2 in with 2 seconds before they race.
Yeah, so it's the fact that, and to be fair, 10 minutes after this race yesterday, they did have it correct in their system. So I get the suspicion they'll get it more correct today. What shirt are you wearing, Kevin?
Auburn basketball 2024.
What is this garbage?
That's where he went to school.
No, it isn't.
That's not. Why are you wearing that then?
My brother.
He went to Robert Morris.
Is that next door?
No, my brother got me this shirt.
Did he go to Auburn?
No, his wife did.
Oh.
You should divorce her.
Kevin, you should tell more riveting stories like this. Let's talk about the first jug elimination.
Ray, Blueprint, turn the page.
I mean, there is that argument. I tried to get Ed DeRosa on the case for me because there was an interesting story out of I think it was New Zealand. Nancy Tactor sent a horse to Jess Tubbs, and the horse had to get gelded, and then she said something along the lines of this horse was 2 stone lighter, and I said to DeRosa, is she saying that the 2 stones were the gelding, or is she saying that after gelding he was 40 pounds lighter? Because I don't know how the math on that works. But I only say this because Blueprint, he is lighter. This is his first. No, this is his second parimutuel start after the comeback, right?
Remember when Nijinski laid a stone cold egg in the jug? Can Blueprint do the same thing?
I know that you have been thinking about that.
That was a sad day, believe me.
I
just shut up the rest of the show after that nonsense.
Let me ask everybody's favorite question on Jug Week. Has Blueprint ever been around a half-mile track? I don't think so.
Does it matter?
I mean,
I think he says 1 stone's 14 pounds. So
by the way, Ray, you were just kind of
maybe that horse had some giant stones that needed to get.
Yeah. That's why it's I never really thought about how heavy they are until Jess Tubbs mentioned it in the winner's circle.
Blueprint is not raced on a half, but I don't think it matters.
Yeah, so
I want to know how he won last time because he looked dead on the turn. So what happened? How did that happen?
Beat Prince Hal in the square because he's great. Because he's freaking great. That's why.
You think he's great?
Yeah, you haven't considered that he's great in the equation.
Okay.
I also think there's something to be said if anybody's keeping track. But by the way, I think if you want to put up the comment, somebody said something about Annie Stobie, which I think is at least a Hanover if we're talking about connections and their how they're doing. I hear Ron Burke has done okay for himself this year.
Ron has been killing
in eternity. The Jugette yesterday. Everything else. Did he go 1-2? No. I guess Virgil still went 1, 2, 3, 4 yesterday. You know, they each had 2 inside. They apparently split the training title at Scioto this year, right? I guess Virgil won 30 something years in a row, and Ron nearly got him.
How he looked dead on the turn.
He did. He looked like he was going to be third,
and then here he comes. And he just got up. I don't know. I saw nothing wrong with it. He's getting after him or anything.
Well, now you're making me have to go pull up the replay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because I can't show it, but I'm the benchmark of this because I cut a lot of my teeth over in the UK where you have to really learn the qualitative elements of.
I bet you we could find that race maybe on YouTube. I'll see what I can do.
In the meantime, we should discuss the fact that, Ray, you're an expert on such things. Come on, this is the jug. We've had like shocking detention barn shipping, ridiculous random scratches every one of the last like 4 years in this race back to COVID. Who's the scratch this year? What's coming up? What's going to happen in the next 30 minutes? Someone's got a scratch.
I think Roger and his head, if we're playing it Clue style.
We can't have two clean elimination.
With the legend.
I don't know if that's going to be Roger.
I will say, if we're going to pull up that replay, you're also going to see Prince Al Hanover in that replay. Of course, one of the two obviouses in here, which probably semi-unfortunate. I'm sure for sure, right? I'd imagine both these connections probably aren't super thrilled to have to. I mean, I guess if you're going to win this elimination, you're happy that other rival is going to get post 3 or post 4, and you're going to get post 1 or 2, assuming they go 1-2. But alternatively, you're going to. Ray, come on, you give such eloquent, long-winded answers on these kind of questions. But Kevin and I were talking about yesterday. I mean, look, Rodeo Drive Deo in 151 just kind of cruised. We knew how good she was. She came back and won the final. I don't think any of us were shocked to see it.
Especially with how hard Dex drove.
Right, and Dexter goes 149.3. Like, it's a much flashier time by almost 2 seconds, but does it really matter in a limb? I mean, the stakes record was last year, Michael Lee in a limb. You don't really care for it, the limb, do you? So, point being, is there something to be said that these two might have to kind of work against each other here to secure the post position? You're
so well learned, Ed. You're gonna have to repeat some of it because I couldn't get over the fact that you said I'm eloquent and long-winded. Just an oxymoronic phrase entirely. Mike, this horse doesn't look dead on the turn. Are you looking at the right horse?
Yes.
Can we see him, Ray? I want to see it.
I know that.
I pull up myself too.
He's gapped like 2, but Ronnie's not.
Ronnie's doing that intentionally.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Can I see this replay too, Ray, or do I have to pull it up? One of my options.
Find it, Hatter.
Did you find it on YouTube, Ray, or did you just go to the AEW?
No, I'm on
YouTube for some reason.
Mike,
Okay.
I'll explain.
Listen, anytime I say anything, Ray always has to refute it. It doesn't matter what I say. I could say water is wet, and Ray would say it's not wet. It's not wet today. Water's not wet. I almost cursed just now because this is the typical Ray thing. Anytime anybody has an opinion on anything, Ray obviously always has the alternate opinion.
I've never seen the race. I've never seen the race, Mike. I'm pulling it up.
Correct ever.
I will give you the expert opinion in a minute.
Mike is conveniently foregoing that I'm in agreement with Kevin here.
Well, yeah, but Kevin, he's disqualified because that's like one of his kids. Like it's his baby. That's his favorite horse. Forget it. Like he can't be objective. And he can't stop drinking. You need to check your sugar, Kevin. I'm worried about you currently with all that liquid you're taking in.
The logic of the move I can see for Ronnie gapping is
coffee and water. What I have.
Are you decaf or calf right now?
Decaf.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because there's not 18 at Northfield tonight for you to have to hype yourself up for.
18 tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I guess you could pull an all-nighter for that one. But my thought is that Ronnie, given how that race is set up, wanted to have an opportunity to angle outside instead of having to commit inside based on where Dexter is.
But he ended up inside anyway.
Yeah, but then at the same time, with that extra space, he doesn't have to worry about the horse stumbling to build his stride. He could just build his momentum sooner with the room he has.
All right, I have not seen the race before. I have no horse biases. I will give you all the correct, final, unbiased answer.
What do we think? Now,
I think it's correct. You two are morons.
There are other.
Thank you.
Captain Dale was good last week.
That's a replay you could watch a few more times, and he's going to lose the race eventually if you watch it enough times.
That's what I thought.
This is Ed now doing the I want to disagree with Ray thing.
I seriously believe it.
No, I don't believe that. I think that if you watch it objectively and not through other glasses.
I was truly prepared. Honestly, Ray, I was looking at my honest opinion. I was prepared to agree with you, disagree with you. I honestly was giving an opinion on it.
Here's what I want to know, though, Ed. If you're you hadn't seen the race, so I guess it could be voided. But why would you make Blueprint 1-9 then inside of this race?
Because I've never seen.
Or keep him 1-9 now that you've seen that.
But
I've never seen the replay. Now I'll reconsider. By the way, I just saw that comment up there. I'd like the record to show. I should apologize to Ken Weingartner that every single week my computer autocorrects it. I have voted for Blueprint in the top 10 poll for the last 10 weeks. Never once have I voted for Blueprint.
Blueprint.
That's good stuff.
We haven't really mentioned how Prince Hal Hanover fits into this. I mean, he's got to go. Ronnie's got to go.
He does.
Hey, so again, I feel like Kevin and I are the only two degenerates that have actually watched every minute of the week of Delaware. But what have you made of? But what have we made so far of the week at Delaware? It's been very heavily favoring the front end. I think we've seen that a lot, especially today. There's a few times where it looked like some horses were ready to get blown by on the front end, and next thing you know, they're digging in and winning by a few lengths. Now, I do think Sunday, Monday, if you're watching, kind of being in like that 2-3 path, turning for home, you could kind of slingshot and make up some length. It just isn't happening today or part of yesterday really either. So again, I think the front end's where you want to be for what it's worth.
Yeah, it seems like they probably really made the track a speed strip. I don't know what the watering situation has been. There's been no rain, so I can't really imagine it's like too deep of a track. Going 145 in this race would be awesome. I would endorse that happening by any means necessary. Get Christy Noble in the race. We'll make it happen.
I think they're going to go 145. I mean,
by the way, if like me, we're going to play this guaranteed $20,000 pick 4 that starts in this race, there's 2 changes in it. The 7 Willie's home run is out of the 18th in the Miss Versatility final. And David Miller will drive the 4 Rose Run Annabelle in the 19th, who is the leading driver at Delaware, despite Ray Cotolo's objections to that when I said it 2 days ago.
I didn't object to you. It was like all of our conversations. I was saying, Ed, I'm trying to go. I have things to do.
You thought it was someone else. Who did you think it was?
No, I didn't think it was anybody.
I thought you gave me another name.
Well, probably in the spirit of we all know who it is, so I'm just going to throw some crap out there.
I'm curious as to why Chris Page doesn't have a drive in these eliminations.
Well, it's because he won with Rickwink.
He has been tearing it up this week. I mean, he is just moving forward so many horses.
Yeah, you know what? I kept meaning to look it up. Did Madden Oaks, I'm assuming, participate in the New York Sire Stakes final?
Probably.
Yeah, he definitely did.
How did he do in said New York Sire Stakes final? Again, you know, I'm half retired. You all are supposed to know this stuff.
No, I think he was good in there.
Not about him.
I mean, it wasn't a great field, so I wouldn't, or, great crop there in New York this year. I don't believe in that Sire Stakes, so I wouldn't be surprised if he won. But again, I don't really know what it says about, him versus the rest.
Scratched out of
what? Because every week is a year to me. I can't even remember when the New York Sire Stakes final.
September 6th at Batavia.
He hasn't raced since August the 17th.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Was he entered the final and scratched, or he didn't enter?
The Empire Breeders' Classic, and he was scratched out of that. So.
Oh, he scratched out of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Then there's probably a story there.
Either way, they're on track for the first elimination of the Little Brown Jug.
I love Scott Zeron.
Okay, so I have the live feed up on my phone, and actually,
before you say that, Ed, I just want for everyone watching, if you are betting these races today and you're watching our feed, get your bets in sooner because we're coming in at a higher latency than if you were watching them go to the gate on your ADW. So I just want that out there.
That's exactly what I was going to say, Ray. And as soon as I started talking is when Ian Moore appeared on my screen, and now you're done talking, he's appeared on this screen. So let's call that probably a good 20 seconds.
Okay.
So, yeah, keep that in mind.
I wish he got up in race number 6 when I bet Mama Said Zip It at 14-1, but he did not.
Yeah, that one got a tweet. That's Kevin's playing when a tweet goes out.
All right, Ray, Mike, come on, let's get down to business here. 1-5 on Blueprint. I'm just going to take the 1-5 and turn the page. But you two, how are you going to bet this and beat 1-5? Turn it into more money. You have a good exacta underneath. Do you not like him at all? You're going to take Prince Hal Hanover to win?
Everything comes down to what Yannick is going to do because Ronnie's going to go forward. Poppy's Rocket has a lot of speed to use from that inside draw, and Todd's got to go. So Yannick, I imagine, is going to want to try and string out to some capacity. Does Todd even get the lead in this race?
He's going to have to try and get it. I think he's going to have to. Even if he's 26, he's going to have to just do it.
Because I can see the possibility that he gets the lead, and unless Ronnie retakes, Todd tried to pull an anchor outside and lock Ronnie in. That's the only way I could see Prince Hal possibly winning because it's been that type of game at Delaware on the half mile. We saw this in the International Trot. Yannick did the exact same thing, going a mile and a quarter with Lexus Cody. It's about there's that tactical element on these half-mile tracks where he could have to go a strong first quarter, but everything is contingent on what how does Ronnie play his hand, especially with not necessarily an aid to the inside, because Poppy's Rocket still is going to try to win the race if he can, even though he's a second string type for Burke. But he's got a tactical asset for the barn.
But isn't Prince Hal naturally quicker than all these horses? If he wants the front, he can get the front. I don't care where he's drawn. Isn't he naturally quicker? Like, shouldn't he get the front here?
I think I'm a little sour after the North America Cup fiasco because I believed it then.
That was a long time ago.
And Todd's driving now.
He gone forward then.
No, but I mean, why not? I mean, why not go forward here? I mean, he's gotten really good positions from outside posts in other races. So why? I mean, he's naturally faster. I think he's the bet. That's the, why take Blueprint at 1-5 in this race? I realize Ed likes him, but
I mean, for what we've seen from the track so far today, I mean, seriously, if you're Todd, do you even care what price you pay? I mean, there's got to be a limit, obviously, but I mean, 25-4, 26. I mean, I don't think you care.
Keep going, no matter what.
Well, and that's why I bring up the anchor argument, because if he has to go 25-4, they're going to back it down like 29 seconds or something like that. I'm curious if anyone is going to want to make a move. Captain Deo, I could see making a move because he's kind of a lazy type, but he can grind. And with a slow middle half, that puts Ronnie in a tough spot unless he moves.
Right.
And so like I see the argument at 7. Do we think he's 7-2 in this race though, Mike? Does he take another hit?
He's a good price on him because nobody else can really win a race, right? I mean, do you think anybody else can win besides the top 2 horses? So you're getting 3.5-1 versus 1-5 on the other most likeliest winner. That's probably going to be ahead of the favorite in this race. I mean, so that's all day as far as I'm concerned, and it's elimination. So, they're both going to make the final, and I don't know. I didn't really like what I saw from Blueprint last time. I know he won, but. You want to take 1-5 now in elimination?
Forward too? Is he just going to blast too?
But he's not as naturally quick. That's my thing. So
he was pretty fast in the Breeders' Crown last year.
I've never heard anybody compare him. I've never heard somebody say it before Gabe Pruitt said it this past week on the broadcast in a situation like this. But I guess, if you want to do the kind of math on it, you're getting like 17 times the price on the 6 compared to the 5. He's definitely not 17 times more likely to win it, right?
That's why he's the bet.
Yeah, because I would say on my odds line too, all of the other horses are maybe like 1 to 3% chance of winning, and you can't take the odds they're at then at that point. But you'll get your bets in because they're going to the gate.
Then they're definitely off in real time.
Can't take
okay, well, good luck then.
With whatever you bet. Ray, do you want to call this a limb or the next a limb?
I'm not gonna call Jack squat. We're gonna watch and commentate on the moves these drivers are making, and we're gonna say whether they're good or bad because we've all sat behind horses.
All right. On the 19th race, I want to hear Kevin call it though, because he's preparing to be a backup announcer at Northfield. Kevin's calling the 19th.
Oh yeah, he's gotta be
the 5th string announcer.
Yeah, Kevin's calling the 19th race.
There's Kenny living good and Kevin sitting back well.
All right, here we go.
Okay, let's see. And,
also, Mike said they're both going to make the final, so one of them is definitely not going to, no.
Interesting how Blueprint beat Prince Hal off the gate there.
7-1.
I thought he wasn't quick. I thought he wasn't naturally fast off the gate.
Yeah.
Now he's going to get the lead, and now it's over.
Actually.
Prince Hal.
Now it's over, right? It's over.
Yeah.
I just want the record to show this, just given how I purposefully went against Mike on the last race Blueprint comment. Not for any other reason.
6th place.
I still think he looked bad, but I don't think it matters.
That had something to do with this.
Exactly. 28-1 too. That's a pretty leisurely first quarter for these, isn't it?
28-1. That's
28-1.
Brutal.
Oh my god.
This is going to be a ring around, I think.
It's nice.
Chris Howell's going to have a little bit of work to do from second to last.
Moore's going to fire
a few.
McCarthy in this.
I was right about James going first up.
I mean, Prince Hal's not going to not miss this final, I don't think, but he's got a little work to do there. He's got to pick off a few of these somehow, right?
Because they're going to sprint. He might be in trouble, Prince.
I don't think he's really in trouble yet, but
he might be better.
He's 56 front half. They're going to easily go 55, 54 in this back half. He's not making the final.
Not making the final.
Nope.
Okay, Blueprint wins.
He didn't. Well, when he didn't leave, it's probably a good indication that he was going to be no good.
Yeah. Wow.
So there's that.
Oh God, 26.
22 and 3.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be.
So as if
54, 55 back
this
half.
limb needed much help, they really are getting fairly leisurely fractions here as well. I mean, there should be. I mean, look at the way Ronnie's going to get to drive this to the wire. There should be pretty much a lot left in this tank for the final, right?
Ronnie has a hold of Blueprint like when he was empty in the turn of that Pennsylvania Sire Station.
Whatever.
I mean, there should be a lot left.
Seriously, you are the absolute worst. Honestly, you are the worst.
Why is it bad when it was right?
Prince Howard.
No, the one thing has nothing to do with the other. Just because he went and won this race doesn't mean anything. The other horse didn't show up. He didn't fire at all. He had zero. Nothing.
5, 2, 1 for Blueprint makes the final. Poppy's Rocket is second. No trespassing is third. Extra Suds is fourth. IA Captain Deo is out. Prince Howard is out. Sterling Choice is out. You're welcome.
5, 2, 1, 4. For those wondering, we did not have the race audio on just to ensure that this is a fair use experience.
See, but that's why we should announce the next race, right? That's why you're supposed to announce the next race. Just announce it. It
Looks like 5, 2, 1, 4, 7, 6, 3 was the complete order.
Yeah, we really don't care about the bottom three. They're gonna go back to the barn and load up.
Program out, and you want to number the top down.
Yeah.
Actually, I always like how, the 20th race page, obviously the way it comes out, before like the comeback sheet is out. I like the way Roger announced it yesterday of, like, IA Captain Deo is gone. Extra Suds post 8, Blueprint post 1, no trespassing, gone.
That was crazy and really easy because it was really easy.
Yeah. I mean,
when your biggest rival doesn't show up in the race, it's pretty easy, I think.
I was gonna say he didn't need help like that, but then he got 6 first half, and Prince Hal was.
Yeah, that was quite.
Maybe
look at last year. I mean, look at what happened to Nijinsky last year. Very, very, very similar.
Yeah,
almost identical, to be honest. Just didn't leave and didn't take to the track and was nowhere.
Hmm. Well, and Prince Hal he's never been a big closer. He's always been a tight stalker, and so you can't really expect him to close any ground. Dave Miller thought he could.
We're getting nice comments from Edward. We ruined the race. Well, there's other places to consume the race, Edward. So if you want to do that, feel free.
So
there might be an inquiry for I don't know. So maybe it's because of our comments.
Burke won 2 in this elimination, kind of a similar situation to yesterday's Jugette. So be the Ron Burke. Well, they were talking about it earlier on the broadcast. Gabe Brewer was trying to calculate and everything. Just figure out Ron's last week even. Let's start there. International trots. There's 500,000. A couple of limbs in or a couple of Sire Stakes finals in Kentucky, right? The Jugette. I mean, how much money has there been in the last week?
That's crazy.
To answer that most recent question, yes, DA Loveboat for Burke from Post.
And that was a Jack Darling horse. I don't even remember.
We got lots of extra people in the house all of a sudden.
Yeah, I was just about to introduce them, but then Ed had to open his yapper. We have Garnett, and then I wonder what block PTF is hanging out on. Right
wow.
Oh gosh.
We're in Carroll Gardens. We've got parents' school somewhere over there. It's back to school night. So I went straight from the bunker, knocked out some work in the bunker this morning, went out to City Field for a few hours, and just landed here. But I've got 11% battery, and I want to spend it all with you guys, and have you guys give me some winners too.
That's beautiful. We started with a 1 to 5 shot, Pete, so you might be able to buy your girl ice cream at the rate we're going.
I could have probably smoked that one out myself, but a winner is a winner. Better a short price than a long face, as we like to say around here.
And Mike is evidence of the long face right now. But to be fair, I don't disagree with the tactic though, Mike. You were getting the right odds. The horse just was no good.
Yeah, no good, and I'm okay with that.
That happens. Doesn't that happen, Garnsdale?
It happens. Okay, Pete. DA Loveboat in the next race from the rail, wire to wire. Go unload your 10% left of your battery. Bet it on this horse. Love it. What kind of price do you think we're gonna get?
Right now he's 9.
9 to 1.
Yeah.
I love it. If I disappear for a second, it's because I'm punching keys to get this bet in.
This is a first-time Burke, which I think the equivalent for you, PTF, that would be like first-time Cox.
Gotcha. Often improves them, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Coming from the Jack Darling barn.
I like
So
it. What?
there's some.
Or Ray, they got the prices up before prices kind of first people as we care on the show.
Oh yeah. We should show the people at home the prices. 240. Yeah, 240.
Kevin's favorite horse.
Kevin's
There you
probably
go.
happy.
It's not a bad exacto if you consider. I mean, I don't know. I guess you have to be
That
pretty
really is good.
bold to assume. We can't have to be bold to assume the Prince House is gonna be that bad, but at least be out of an exact. I don't know if you put him out of the try in it necessarily, but get him out of the.
I got number 7, Sterling Choice, 5. Number 6, 6.
Driving the Burke in the next is Yannick Gingras, who will. Oh yeah, so then we get to have the fun conversation too of who gets to make driver decisions coming up, right?
Yeah.
I think that's gonna be pretty straightforward.
Yannick will probably have one to make, but I would think he would stick with Poppy's Rocket if they both make it.
Yeah, this is the field for the second heat, or the second elimination, first heat of the Little Brown Jug. 7 go here, 4 advance to the final. We have 1 Oak Grove horse, an odds-on outlier here. He's currently the favorite at 2-1 by $16 to Captain Optimistic, who did not race at Oak Grove.
Thank God.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nobody cares that this horse raced at Oak Grove.
They will. They will care.
He's a homer. We respect that around here, Mikey. You know, it's you got to give a little extra love to the people who pay you the money. That's one of our operating what's the plural of ethos? Ethoses? No, that's not right. But no, I respect that. I give
You
it
don't
a
have
plug
to
the
endure
homers.
Ray's nonsense at the level that I do. I just want you to know.
That's fair.
I was thinking you were saying Homer more like The Simpsons, but
That's very different.
Similar attitude to like my overall vibe, though, in some ways, I think. Because here's the thing with Homer. This is what everyone wants to know. Homer's an idiot, but he loves his family. And that's honorable. That's more honorable than being intelligent, in my opinion.
That's fair. I can't believe how long that show's been on for. I was watching from back in, Tracy Ullman show season -1 back in 1989, I think that was.
Yeah, that sounds right. Because the first season, I think, was 89.
Oh, maybe 88 then was Tracy Ullman.
James L. Brooks is a king.
Hatter, you want to keep the Burke is earned? Then let's talk.
I don't know what Kevin's trying to tell me, but I have info because I'm probably the only one that just listened to the interview with Ron Burke.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what's going on.
What is it?
He said 2 things. First of all, Ray, in response to your comment, Wendy Ross started in by saying, Ray Cotolo said, and Ron cut her off and said, Ray Cotolo is a clown and a hot dog costume. So that's the answer to that. Poppy's Rocket got out of there well. He raced well going into the final. What do you think, Ronnie? I think he raced well. I'm going to see what Yanni thinks about it. Pull the shoes. I think him racing barefoot will step him up.
Wow.
Oh, good info.
I mean, it's a dry track. You can definitely pull the shoes today.
Good info. Good.
That is one of the best harness expressions that I wish we had some equivalent of on the flat side of things. Pull the shoes.
Blinkers off? Not as impactful, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't, and it doesn't have the same poetry, does it?
Well, and
First
also,
First time gelding. I think we don't care much about first time geldings and harness. I mean, we do. I guess.
I don't think you can do it between. I don't think you can do it between heats though on the same day. Probably not.
That's true.
That would be
that would be the ultimate
leave some room for some interesting things. Yeah. How common is? I honestly just pardon my ignorance. I mean, does gelding happen as frequently?
Yes.
More.
Probably more.
99% of them. Unless you think you have a shot of having a stallion, you geld the horse.
Right.
I think
that makes sense.
I think 99.5.
Yeah, that makes sense, Zach. That makes complete sense.
Yeah,
It's actually it puzzles people around the world why we keep so many of them entire who are not going to have a shot at breeding. It just doesn't make sense to racing people around the world. So that's harness emblematic of that, and it's probably even harder to make a stallion with the way that the breeding industry works there, right? I mean, everybody can breed to whoever the most fashionable stallions are, right? Just the nature of the beast.
Well, a lot of
it sounds like you were describing thoroughbred racing when you meant to
Thoroughbred.
describe harness in
Thoroughbreds.
some ways.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, because I mean, there's a bit more variety in the sense that thoroughbred stallions only have 6 starts, and then there's 100 of them out there
Right.
of different bloodlines, but it is a little more homogenized inside of harness, where it's your champion horses are your stalwarts, and then these other stallions are like your fringe players are going to be more in like your Ohio, Indiana, B-rate circuits. But otherwise, like everyone breeds to bulldog the same way they all breed to Flightline. You know what I mean?
No, that does make sense. It's probably too down the rabbit hole for this show, but I'd love to actually like do some research on it and like the effect it's had on the breed with, you know, not having to have the live covers and all that. I mean, from a breeding point of view, I find it pretty interesting.
And there are endless Twitter threads about how thoroughbred breeders do everything wrong because the horses can't race more than 4 times. But who knows if that's even true?
I mean, it's certainly a disturbing trend for horse players, right? I mean, it used to be so great when you get to see them so many more times from a fan point of view. What effect it really has on performance, it's hard to know. The closest analog to me is pitchers in baseball. You know, I think that I'm a believer that racing surfaces have changed and that horses are as fast, if not faster than ever, not unlike baseball pitchers, obviously, being faster and being able to spin the ball more, and therefore they can't pitch as much. I think there might be something to that with thoroughbreds, but there's somebody who's going to tell me I'm an idiot, and it's that they've ruined the breed, and they can, you know, they used to be able to do this, and they haven't. People use the clock to say, oh, look, they haven't gotten any faster, but just knowing what we know about the importance of track superintendents and how they can affect the racing surfaces, I think that might be a bit naive. I don't know. It's an interesting, it's quite a rabbit hole, but it's something I'm very interested in and would love at some point to do like a pod series on, actually.
It's probably a combination of both.
I was going to say to swing off your pitch, to go along with your analogy, the reason why Tommy Johns and stuff also is going up more is just because pitching is more technical now. Not to say that, you know, like thoroughbred racing has become more technical, but it's more so.
How much baseball have you watched in the last, seriously? Like,
I know, I watch a YouTube essay every now and again. I know what the surgery is called.
That was good. The speed is definitely more, you know. I mean, the speed is more and the spin rate is more, and the human arm wasn't meant to do what these guys are doing.
That goes into the technicals. Like that's the reason why you need the surgery in the first place, is because how you have to contort to achieve that. And the point I'm getting at is, you know, you're onto something, I think, with maybe how the surfaces are, because speed wise, you can think maybe things are a little different in terms of how they accelerate, how they take back, the importance of how fast they go in general. But it's probably because they're made of fiberglass.
Well, there's that. Do me a favor. Do a little reset for me about what we've got coming up on the stream here and when, like, the biggest stuff is. Because I'm hoping if I can get off this call with, like, 5% left, maybe I can come back in for the big race.
So we have the second elimination coming up in 4 minutes. They're going to be coming onto the track in a few moments for that. The final will be about an hour and change from now. It's scheduled for 6:37. They're going to draw. Ed, how long does it take for them to draw the post? They draw it right after the second elimination?
Pretty much, yeah. And I think by statute, you know, there's got to be a time between those heats of limbs, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, I think about 6:35 is probably about right. By the way, I went back and re-listened to that again to hear Burke a little bit clearer to make sure I understood exactly what he said. I kind of muted myself and turned the volume back up. He said Ray Cotolo was a clown. So I don't know if that means you're not anymore or you're disappearing. I don't know what. No, he said he's in favor of pulling the shoes as long as Yannick doesn't kapow it, his choice of word. He is going to do that.
Wow.
Doesn't what?
He thinks it will step him forward.
I wonder why Blueprint isn't pulling the shoes.
I don't believe it was asked. There wasn't a specific question about that, so maybe he is.
Yeah, they probably
Doesn't need to.
Does it really matter? Is he not going to win either way?
They're going to put extra shoes on them to make the race interesting.
Yes.
Hey, PTF, before you go, your good unbiased opinion. We got to know the good off-topic question here.
Let's hear it.
The Ravens are currently slight Super Bowl favorites over the Bills. Who should be favored here today?
Oh my goodness, that's an extremely tough one. I haven't done any handicapping on it. Recency bias. I would have thought that they would have made it the Bills, just based on the recency bias of that mad game. Yeah, I got to punt on the question. I think that I know I like them both much more than the Chiefs to come out of the AFC, but that opinion isn't worth anything after the Chiefs lost the first two games, probably.
What site do you bet on? I don't see them favored anywhere. I see them as co-favorites.
ESPN app has them, which I guess ESPN Bet has them as.
I have about 6 sites. I don't even look at that one.
I think you're misreading that. It's probably edhattersdad.com.
Baltimore plus 500, Buffalo plus 550.
You bet a rocket ship. You bet a rocket ship on them on that site and drove the price down.
Not a site I bet on, so it wasn't me. But I guess it's Bills game day. I'm assuming based on your appearance here, you're not heading to Buffalo tonight, Garnett.
No, I'm going to a sports bar. I sold that game. I'm not going to any more night games. Too many fights.
First year for me is Ravens.
Oh yeah, your black eyes on the show also were kind of
my Thanksgiving night game tickets. I'm out of those too.
If it's a playoff game and at night, I'll go. Otherwise, I'm not interested. And I made a profit, so I sold 4 games, and I got back more than 3/4 of what I paid for the entire season. So I got the 5 games I kept cost me $50 to $60 each total for both my seats.
We texted about this summer, by the way, Garnett. I almost did text you like a week before. I was all prepared to come to Buffalo. Then I thought about it last minute. I was like, nah, I don't feel like doing it. I'm glad I didn't because I would have been shirtless and upset in the parking lot again.
You're definitely glad you didn't. That's for sure.
Yeah, that would have been very rough.
That was insane.
Garnett, how long have you had the tickets for? They must be in like waitlist territory, right?
I've had them off and on for 12 years. I got them for a few years, then I gave them up, and then in 2020, I said to my kid, "We got to get these tickets again because they're going to start getting good." And I was bang on.
That was good timing.
All right, last question, Garnett. Then we'll go to horses. But what's your status? I think you told me before you weren't sure. What's your status in the new stadium next year?
Oh, we picked our seats. We actually dropped into this place they had set up on our way down to the Hamiltonian. So we've already picked our seats, and they look better than the current ones.
You got a placard?
Actually get to sit in a chair instead of on a metal bench, which I hate.
A seat license for the new stadium or no?
$1,000 a seat.
That's not bad though.
No, it's not terrible, but I don't like it. What are you going to do? You either pay it or you don't.
But
yeah, relative to the market, that's not bad.
Tens of thousands. They're crazy.
Yeah.
Plus, we're going to be covered too. So where we're sitting, we're up high, but I don't care. It looks like a good view, anyways.
Yeah.
But Garnett, you had licenses now, but you still have to pay for new licenses in the new stadium.
Yeah,
no, we never had one before. We got to pay now.
But they do make you do that. I was talking to my friend Jeff DeVasher down in Nashville about the way the Titans tickets work, and even though he's had tickets for years at the original PSL was like $750. They're prematurely building this new stadium so they can eke every dollar out of every corporation and mug football fan around. And the new number is 7,500.
Yes.
Wow!
Right. When the Steelers opened their seats, their newer seats, they closed in Heinz Field. They were 5,000 apiece.
Yeah. Well, this new stadium will outlive me, so I won't have to go through that.
And they got to make their money back because, the billions in taxpayer subsidies aren't going to cover everything.
Supposedly Nashville does not have a taxpayer subsidy, but it might be one of those things where it's, money gets rerouted. Mm-hmm. It may be more technical than anything else. Anyway, I like the NFL on TV better anyway, and it's always easier to bet the races when you're sitting at home watching the Sunday games. Half the time now I'm on TV, multitasking racing, baseball, NFL, I'll bet a harness race during that too. It's just there's so much good betting action on a Sunday. I don't think I can be bothered with a 4-figure PSL.
I think, Pete, I was the only person sitting in my Ravens PSLs on Sunday with the Jug program. It was day 1 of the Delaware County Fair. This is day 5, of course. So. In fact, the races took so long and the bus ride took so long down to the stadium. I think I literally left before the first race. Obviously, the game started with race 1, and by the time I got home, they were just getting ready to go to the gate for race 20 of 20.
That's unbelievable.
But Ray's getting anxious because they're on the track. We should probably be talking horses or something. But
let's do it. Well, I thought we have the horse here already. We're betting the one, right?
6-1 is not really a bad price in the grand scheme of this board because I was just about to posit if Captain Optimistic is an underlay at 2-1 from this draw.
Absolutely, I don't like him at all from the 5-hole. Where's he going to go?
He's going to try and go.
He's not going to get the front. He's not going to get.
He's not a half-mile horse anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him at all.
I'm surprised he's here, honestly, because of just how he is on the turns.
Plus, Dexter's sitting on the 4.
What about the 4?
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
The 4, an obvious choice here.
So that might have been
lost by
traffic.
You just lost by a length the Blueprint. You get Dexter. You got speed. Good draw. Goodish draw.
Raced at Oak Grove. Destroyed non-winners of ones there. Raced like 55-second back halves over that track, which is kind of impressive.
Because Captain Arturo Vica did the same thing, and then
Captain Turovico held his own against the big boys. Even though
he's good.
I don't
You
know
got
why
Dexter.
your mic keeps kicking off, Kevin, but
You did get Dexter to leave Nancy, which, I mean, I don't know, it's not insignificant.
I would say it's
That's
significant.
very significant, but you get Scotty Z. I mean, that's not exactly a terrible replacement.
Well, I'm making the argument for the 4, though. I mean, you got Dexter away. You got speed. You draw well. I think the problem is, though, do we all pretty much already agree at this point? None of these horses are really going to challenge Luprin in this final, are they?
oh no, I think Luprin has the final on lockdown.
Unless somebody shows some incredible new dimension we've never seen before, I just don't see how they do.
No.
The only one is Captain Optimistic. How about Wild Bill Wyatt, Dan Noble, 51-4 to the half from the outside post.
51-4.
He'll just blast off and keep going, and 3/4 in like 123 when the horse has to just walk.
Why not? I mean, I think just looking at the board, even without looking at the form, DA Loveboat's the only horse you could probably justify betting here because Thursday.
It's a little bet on the board, though. I mean,
at 6-1, I think he's live.
Yeah. Okay.
Against a 6-5 and a 2-1, he's like. I think you could argue if he's dead on the board, he's like 9-1.
I don't think 6-1's the number, but what would you bet the 4 at though? Like what number would you want on the 4? I mean, I think there's an okay case to be made for that horse.
I mean, I think he's the chalk, but he's probably going to go off 4-5. I don't see him staying around here. I think
well, we do get Will Pays. We do get Jug double Will Pays. So based on that, no, it's pretty close actually. Captain Optimistic's going to take a lot of money.
Really?
But maybe he's the fade out of the exacta, though. Maybe it's the 4-1.
I would like to caution that you can obviously do, the math formula that I've got right in front of me here in terms of like what a horse should be based on, what a horse should be based upon the, will pay, right? It has not been very good this week at Delaware. Just the way they've been betting into these pools and the win pools and stuff, it's not super been accurate. So don't hold me to this. But based on that math, 7-5 odds on Outlier, 9-5 Captain Optimistic, 9-2 Thursday, 8-1 DA Loveboat.
Also worth noting, if we're talking about morning lines and stuff too, Thursday is 3-1 to Captain Optimistic, 7-2. He's kind of dead in the double. Snack Attack is 7-2. He's dead in the double. So, I mean, the math probably does check out that Captain Optimistic should be close. Edison is begging for this horse to drop to 4-5 so we can put 2. That's going to make him 4-5 at this rate.
That could happen.
Aaron,
I chose a bet sizing insignificant enough that I don't. Well, okay, if he drops right now that my bet's gonna get in this pool, then I guess I'll take.
Oh, they pulled the shoes on Loveboat too. Okay, I think he's 5-1 now because that news is out.
That's right.
Oh, but wait till you see Ray. We're 20 seconds behind here too. Wait till this money comes in on this 4 for me.
Edison, that imputed prices for the will pays to the win pool. Do you have a spreadsheet that you do that with? How are you doing that math?
Yeah, I mean it's basic. I mean there's a mathematics formula that exists for it, right?
Have you met Edison? Honestly,
no. I'm well aware of the
hands of blackjack in his head and stuff. He doesn't need it.
I'm well aware of the math. I just was curious how you personally, if you have a little like macro to calculate it.
Yeah, just the formulaic math of it. But like I said, it is interesting. I mean, I think it has something to do with pool size probably more than anything else, and large win bets coming in and this, that, the other. But it again, like I said, nobody hold me to it. It has not been that super good at Delaware this week compared to Saratogas and Beaumonts of the world. It's usually pretty reliable.
It's just crazy how the imputed odds formula is the exact same as the formula to send a satellite into the atmosphere.
Occasionally the two get mixed up, right?
You didn't have to make a unique spreadsheet.
But
how much CAW money you think comes through these pools?
I don't think it's a lot.
Probably not a lot.
I mean, the rebate is probably okay.
Knowing everything I know, Mike, my answer to that is probably more than you think, but probably still not a lot. That's probably the right answer.
I'll keep an eye out because they're at the gate, 31,000 at 0.
I think the big thing of the mathematics in terms of the computed odds. I don't think Dave Loveboat's going to get up to what did I say it was 8-1.
He's not going 8-1.
Yeah, no.
Pound if anything.
All right, what are we doing this time, Ray? We talking over again? You're going to call it? What are we doing?
Call it. So because I don't want to.
All right, yeah, we don't want to ruin the race for whoever.
Are you doing it, Ray, or me?
Yeah, I'll begrudgingly call it because they're into the stretch. It's me, the begrudging race caller. I'm happy to be here. for the first heat, second elimination of the Jug. Shut up, Kevin. They're off. Thirsty Thursday showing some speed with odds-on outlier to the center, drifting wide through the turn. DA Love Boat to the inside, pushes through, gets to the top, pockets Thirsty Thursday with Loose Star away third, odds-on outlier wide on the turn, wide to the backside, advancing for Dunn. Up into second, within a length of the lead, marching after DA Love Boat 2 the first quarter. Outside odds-on outlier off it. Look at that, Ed. 3-5. 26-2 the first quarter. DA Love Boat in second. Thirsty Thursday back in third. Loose Stars in fourth. Who else is in this field? Back fifth, Captain Optimistic with Snack Attack in sixth. And last of all, Wild Bill Wyatt to the half. Out of fourth, Loose Star first up, prompted by Captain Optimistic. Cover to follow here after odds-on outlier. Cruising by the half in 54-1, 27-4. They crawled in the first elim. This one's a humdinger. Odds-on outlier to the backside, facing pressure from Loose Star first up. DA Love Boat locked to the inside. Captain Optimistic, surprise, he's on a line. Outside and gapping. Locked in Thirsty Thursday. Snack Attack angling out, and Wild Bill Wyatt in the back 2 3/4. Odds-on outlier puts away Loose Star. DA Love Boat needs room. He might get it, but 3/4 and 122. It's still a sprint home. Odds-on outlier peeling further away. DA Love Boat trying to take second. Captain Optimistic, he's back on track to the center of the track in between Loose Star fights, but I mean, this one's over. I'm going to stop calling it. Odds-on outlier has this one won. Captain Optimistic is going to get second, then Loose Star in third, and DA Love Boat going to hold fourth. Let's see how that holds. Pretty right for the most part.
So.
You thought Snack Attack got fourth?
One did not get fourth.
No.
Yeah, I don't think
Six
one.
got
I
there?
believe I have picked 17 winners of the Little Brown Jug today. You're welcome.
Edison, it's literally the exact same as the Jugette, with Dex on the front end, the lower than the.
All right, we're getting every third words Kevin said, so I got this for him. It's like the Jugette. Dexter on the front end, 149-3 and an elim. The exact same time that he went with odds on Hialeah yesterday, or odds on Chesapeake, whichever odds on horse it was. And now it's odds on Outlier, or whatever odds on horse it is. And sure, it'll probably take a little something out of him for the final, but I don't think it's going to matter.
See,
in the end. It's
Mike,
won the.
this is why you race at Oak Grove.
Oh,
I was going to say, by the way, before the last limb, I did kind of like Poppy's Rocket a bit, and I wouldn't have minded that horse in Exacta then. And I really be curious about this one as a Exacta player now, although now all of a sudden, there is something, and I will say, Pete, I think it's interesting that occasionally, like, how to describe it, but, like, is it fair to say, Ray, in our sport, sometimes pulling the shoes gets nowadays, like, it was ignored for a while. People didn't really know about it. Then we started, like, inquiring with trainers about it. But now all of a sudden it's like, if we hear about it,
It's overbet.
That must mean, like, right, you're going to get overbet because it means, like, oh, wow, that means we're really doing something big here,
Yeah, the narrative sometimes can take over. Guys, that was super fun. I'm going to try to pop back, probably not on air, but at least to watch you guys for the big one in a little bit. But always a pleasure spending time with you. Thanks for the invite, guys.
Yeah, have fun walking the streets.
Oh, yeah. It's always fun here out in these streets. Talk to you soon.
See you, Pete.
Cheers.
Yeah, the boss man. Now that he's gone, we can talk badly about him.
So this horse won the right to finish second to Blueprint, not to be confused with winning the right to bet on Lord Byron.
I still don't think he's going to be second to Blueprint. I think he's going to be third. But
You got that one, Ray?
There is an inquiry. Inquiry is posted.
Oh.
Really?
How about, can we also talk about how Captain Optimistic pulled that one out?
Yeah, because he was
terrible
on that first turn again.
Yeah.
No, he corrected
on
the
the second turn. He was better on the last turn.
Yeah.
He's never done that.
No.
That was crazy.
there you go. Maybe he's the bet. Maybe he figured it out. Maybe Dexter was up over there.
Through the stretch, did we see any contact or incident?
Oh, yeah. I mean, DA Love Boat was all over the place. Thirsty
That
Thursday.
was him throwing the anchor out.
Okay, that's what they believe the inquiry is on the desk. Honestly, I was just watching my 3-5 jog burger. I wasn't even paying attention to the back end stuff.
So do the two winners draw for post 1 and 2? Is that how this works?
Correct.
I think?
Odds on Outlier and Blueprint will draw post 1 and 2. Captain Optimistic with Poppy's Rocket will draw 3-4. Loose Star and who was third the first? Loose Star and No Trespassing will draw 5-6. Extra Suds and Snack Attack will draw 7-8. And Garnett, Kevin, before you two came on, we were having a great discussion over how many ever post 7, post 8 winners have existed in the jug. It surely won't be this year, probably, to add to the list. So, well, Garnett, maybe post 7, post 8.
Not many, a couple maybe.
Yeah, I couldn't even from the list imagine.
There's one from 8. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Because you could throw Luprint in post 8 here and he'd probably win this final, but obviously just the way the race is set up, you're going to naturally have the worst horses at the outside.
Too bad it wasn't an open draw. That'd be more fun.
So the only way to bet this final is whatever you take Luprint on top, whoever draws the other post is second, and then with 3-4 with 3-4 for the super. That's the way the race. That's the way they race it almost every year. Nobody's gonna try and lead from the 5, 6, 7, or 8 hole.
Hey, Garnett, we got to tell you the story from yesterday because you missed it. Kevin and I were talking about it earlier. Our ADW that Kevin and I were using yesterday royally screwed up the final. So long story short, we could only bet on 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
What?
And I came up with the only winning bet. I told Kevin, I'm going to bet, and I did it. $100 to show on the 3, and Rose finished third and paid $260 to show. There you go.
So did they pay it off as if it was a 5-horse field with only those horses in the wager?
So probably about 10 minutes after the race was over, they finally got the field correct on that ADW, and presumably they will get that corrected today and be good to go. But yeah, you literally, that was the only winning bet you could make because you couldn't come up with a winning exacta or try or super because you couldn't bet the 1 or 2 in it.
What is it, CotoloBets.com?
What makes you think my ADW would be that bad?
I guess we're liable to say ADW names or whatever. But I'm going to continue to choose not to. But it's a major ADW. It's one of the major platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think there's 3 or 4 major platforms. And key is platforms too, right? Because if a company owns multiple platforms, it's all the same technology. So it's really a platform.
It's also important to note. It's also important to note that Ed could also be talking about the 100 other accounts that he has from places that I don't even know if they keep tax records or how it works, or if you hit an amount if some type of guerrilla guard comes after you because
I don't know how he keeps his phone charged. When you hang out with this guy, man, he's making a bet every 10 seconds.
No, he wakes up in the morning. He just wakes up, his eyes pop open, and he's betting some Swedish harness race 30 seconds later. I'm like, how? And he does, and I've seen it it's every day. It's not once in a while. It's every day. Dude, wake up and he's like, "Yep, I got this 7, and it's Sweden." I'm like,
Hilversum.
I got this, this race over in England, going over the jumps, going 3 miles. I'm like, how do you even know who's in the race? And he does it.
Ray, the prices are up.
No, they're almost up.
Well,
maybe this is not a bad time to talk about these other races that everybody's looking at for us to talk about. Just a thought.
Sure. First things first, though, Kevin, you get your pick. Do you want to call the Miss Versatility final or the race 19?
Race 19.
All right, I'll take.
He wants the one with 1 extra horse.
Okay. All right, I'll take race 18 then.
I'll do race.
Yeah. So I guess I'm pulling it up in real time. And by the way, I think I already said this earlier, and I'll let everybody know when it's up. But littlebrownjug.com/comeback sheet is the site to get the actual program page for the final race when it is posted, which will be probably in the next 10, 15 minutes. So I'm going to go there and print it out when it's available, and I will let us all know here when it is available. But Mike was saying other races this week. It's always a fun week in harness racing, right? We got the big day tomorrow, Friday at Hoosier Park, and a big Saturday in Canada, Mohawk Million Week. So I don't know, Mike, what's going on in Hoosier tomorrow? There's 14, I believe, including the Caesar's Trotting Classic and several other big stakes on the card at Hoosier Park.
Yeah, and Hoosier Handle's been out of this world. Really, really good. Thanks to the Send It In Army, it appears. But lots of stakes going on the card. And we used to cover the Caesar's Trotting Classic. Hopefully we can do that again next year. Jenna's Beach Boy for 3-year-old colts goes for $112,000. Dandy Ideal in that race, coming off looks like 5 straight wins. Won the Hampton Pocono, so there's that race. You can try to take that horse on if you're interested. At Hoosier Pacing Derby, also by the missile in there. Ken Hanover, Little Rocket Man, Coach Stefano's really, really nice field there. So and then the Kentucky is always a nice race. What's that?
Canadian Pacing Derby winner.
Yeah, that one's in there too.
He's in there too, yeah.
So nice field there. And then Caesar's Trotting Classic, they're going for $200,000, which I think that's a little light. And they used to go for more money there, but Perico
only
back,
$250.
Hill Exotic, Alexis Cody off the International Trot win. right back in. And Highland Kismet, John Rallis' favorite horse.
Uh-oh.
French Wine with a new trainer, too. Nancy Tactic.
French Wine.
French Wine.
That one's with Julie Miller for a really long time. Raced at Oak Grove.
Not Oak Grove again.
The world goes through Oak Grove, and you're all going to learn it at some point.
Curriculum back to the big track. No chance in the international trot. Absolutely no chance.
Lexus Cody probably going to get incredibly overbet in that Caesars Trotting Classic race too, because my Mike can attest to just how irate I was with how that race set up. And because it's just from a fan's perspective. It's a 1.25 mile race. It's $1 million. You have all these European imports, so like there's all this intrigue, and then it's one with the most logical, unappetizing front step tactical trip. Like it's a brilliant drive by Yannick to win the race.
Seemed almost like a no-brainer to me. None of you guys like the horse. He's got the
I was on Swedish TV talking about how this American horse is going to break and be no good. They'll never allow me back on Swedish TV again now. By the way, just listened into the interview there. This is kind of out of context, but it's kind of funny the way that not only Wendy Ross phrased the question, but Peter Wren answered it. You know, if you look back through the lines for Odds on Outlier, you'll see Dexter Dunn recently started driving the horse from Peter Wren for, I assume, wife trainer Melanie Wren, right? Mm-hmm. You know. Well, Peter, what do you think of this? Well, you know, we mulled it over, we talked about it, and now we decided to, you know, give that young whippersnapper. We decided to give Dexter a chance. You know, he may be okay. I have respect for him. He's an okay driver. Wow. You know, years ago, it's a competitive business. I probably wouldn't have done it, but I gave him a chance this time.
That's funny.
They weren't sure, you know, if he was really a half-mile specialist. They were talking about that. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming, right, he's been a lot of Indiana, right, a lot of Hoosier, so a lot of big track racing.
Definitely better. I'll say that.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. They were happy with the performance. You know, nothing too deep there. I mean, you know, they didn't say it out loud, of course, but I think we all know it. You're you know, regardless whether you get post 1, post 2, whatever you end up with, you're up against it, going up against Luprint, right? And not only that, Luprint just went a good, you know, a second slower, and obviously got a much more comfortable situation through that elimination. And to answer that question, I was about to say, do we have any driver choices to make? I believe Scott Ziron is going to have a choice in Dexter Dunn, and if you want an early prediction, I think Scott Ziron will take Nancy Tactor to finish second pretty confidently, and Dexter, I'm very confident, will probably take Odds on Outlier here. So I think that's probably two pretty obvious choices. And if we're going to go even further into the thinking tank, no trespassing. For Debbie Donnelly,
I think that could be, Jason Bartlett got snack attacked in, so he may commit to that. So Tyler Buter might pick that one up.
Yeah, that might make some sense. And extra suds, Virgil, probably.
That could be anyone.
I mean, he's used Sam Widger on this horse, Aaron Merriman in the past. They both should be around and available.
Kevin Plowcha in the bike.
Why you could give it to? Actually, I don't know if Dan Noble's been driving much for Virgil.
Rod Adams Jr. That's who
that
I
would be get. Great. That'd
He's
be
over there.
Bang bang.
Bang bang. We should see what Rod's up to.
Mike, I can't believe it. I was on the phone with Kevin and Ray the other night. Was it 2 days ago? I think it was Tuesday of Jug Week, and I said to them both, I was like, well, which horse is going to win this race? Either this horse is going to win or this horse is going to win. And I was like, I mean, I guess the third option is if you want 6-1 on the Rod Adams Jr. to Chris Page angle. And dang, if that thing could win for Chris Page, I think Chris Page won everything this week.
I love Rod, but yeah.
Everything that Page is driven so good this week.
One time, I've never seen this comment in a program, but after, like, when Rod drove a horse, the comment was human anchor. I don't know what happened there, but I love Rod.
Wow.
Great guy.
Listen, I have to go to the dentist, unfortunately. I made an appointment for
5:40 p.m.?
No, it's 6:15. But I want to take a poll before I go. Bojangles or Frantic Hanover? What do you guys think?
Frantic Hanover.
That'd be the race of the year.
Bojangles.
I got to stick with Bojangles.
Hey, Garnett, can we have the 60-second discussion? What's your top 10 poll look like this week? What do you got? It's got some decisions to be made. In fact, I think it's exactly split, Mickey and Minnie and
Luprint.
What
dentist is open at 6 p.m.?
Mine. I had Luprint on top.
I moved Luprint back to the top. Mickey Minnie was there for a while. Sylvia's dropping a little bit. Yo Tilly's continuing to move up. Bojangles is one, Garnett. I was the first one. I had the only vote for Bojangles very early on, and
I had him in fourth about 6 weeks ago. I overvoted him, like when you overdraft in fantasy.
Yeah, I put him 10th, like after 2 career starts or something, before even the Battle of Waterloo.
Okay, then you were before me. You win.
So I've been tracking that one for a long time. He's up to 7, I think, for me now.
I've loved him since his first qualifier. Ian Moore was hanging on for dear life, coming 54 flat the back half with this thing, man. I tweeted right away when I saw that race. I'm like, I almost never seen anything like that. And so far he's been the real deal. But we'll see, man. Frantic Hanover looked really good last week.
Yeah, I was just saying, the thing I couldn't figure out is how much did Bobby have in his hands, because T-Trick had a turn of foot that I did not see Bojangles really show yet.
And doesn't the race set up? Jangles goes to the front and Frantic Hanover makes a move to the front at the half, and then he's got to chase him. Can he catch him from there? Is he going to pull early on the turn, and we're going to see an all-out sprint for a quarter of a mile coming home? I mean, that could be an unbelievable
really good race. And the Mohawk Million looks really good too.
Yeah, it's a stacked card. I think I'm going to go tomorrow night.
Who's the headliner in the Mohawk Million, Ray? I haven't really looked at that field yet.
Apex is in. That's the only one I remember.
That's always an interesting race. And again, I never know how much our listeners are attuned to this kind of stuff. Unique race, right? You buy your slots for it, then you can sell them to other people or do whatever with them you want. So it's not quite the same as, it's not a guarantee, I guess, that you're going to have the 10 best, right? In theory.
Right.
Well,
but this year it's good.
Yeah, it's a good race this year. Better than probably the best one I've seen yet.
And of course, we have to acknowledge that race. That is one of my favorite races I have ever watched.
He cut off his own horse turning for home. He cut off his own horse. That was
so beautiful to watch.
Was that the Southland Domino race?
Yeah, I think so.
That was the year TCI won, right?
Yeah, broke at the start and came and swooped him anyway.
That was a bad field.
I was going to say, we have to acknowledge Endurance. Sept broke his own track record at Oak Grove like twice.
He's going to get class tested, but you know what? I think I picked him second. I picked an upset. I went for Strobe Light. James McDonald has a history of coming from behind to win these big races, and there should be a lot of action for $1 million.
My favorite piece of info over this Grand Circuit month was when Ben Bayerjan said, it was nice. Tyler did a great job with this horse. It's a shame he doesn't drive him anymore, but shit happens. Said that right after the race on live TV.
Louis Philippe Waugh said something after the race. He won a big race about a year ago, and he said something like, it was fucking unreal. It was great.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
There's no 7-second delay when you're live talking to John Rallis. All right, boys, thanks for the invite. I got to go. Go Bills.
Let us know how many teeth you have left.
Do the Bills cover 10.5 tonight?
Sure. 12, I don't know. 10.5.
You know what? It was like 7.5 last week, and it's up to 10.5 now. They have just hammered the Bills side.
I wouldn't lay it, but
let's talk about, as Garnett is going, this upcoming race at the Delaware County Fair. I don't know if this was what you were trying to cue me towards, Kevin, or if there was another thing.
MM's Dream is the favorite, by the way.
Should be.
You say should be?
Did she get the shoes pulled?
No, it's Call Me Goo.
Call me Goo would be terrific if this was 7/8 of a mile. That's kind of the vibe I've been getting with her of late.
What about Alista? She's been pretty good this year at times.
She does get one post better.
Has she ever seen a half? Again, that's funny. It's the only question you ask in Delaware. Has she seen a half?
No. She's never raced on a half.
Now, Call Me MM's Dream's been in this race before, so she's at least seen a half at Delaware and Yonkers. Call Me Goo, I think same situations. I believe Call Me Goo was this race last year, I believe.
Well, last year, remember, and that was the one where Nelson Bright Eagle in some way won by default because everyone else broke. It was like a 3-horse race.
Nelson Bright Eagle was really sharp at this time last year and then got beat by, was it Call Me Goo or which? Oh, it got beat by Stablemate of Oak, I know in Red Mile. Yeah.
Really? I thought Nelson Bright Eagle won this race last year.
No, I mean won here, but then lost in Lexington hereafter.
Oh, yeah, to Call Me Goo. You're right.
Yeah,
they're on the track now.
By the way, I think Greg Reinhardt commented on it. I don't know what Andy and Todd got to do to get pictures. We don't have them at Yonkers. They're not here.
Oh yeah,
maybe you should get on that.
Ed should do that.
Exactly. I don't have any pull on that.
Let's see. So 6-5 on Call Me Goo, 9-5 on MM's Dream. Can you make the case that 9-2 is a bettable price on Alista? Because I just feel like that's low from that spot.
On the outside post, now.
What grinders have been winning today too?
I don't know. When she got really good, she was almost unbeatable there for a couple weeks. But then since then, it's just been. I don't know. She just lost at 1-9 last time.
Mm-hmm. Well, Bravo Angel also has been on an upward trend, but I couldn't take her in this spot because of just sometimes she just gets bad on the turn.
Got the Hoppus last time though. Has him still here. This could be the time. We'll try if you're going to take a price.
I think my thing is I just haven't paid enough attention. Like if I want to be like real technical, I haven't paid enough attention to if she's interfering and she's breaking or like the more specifics of it. But like you're right, by pure theory, she should be smoother, and she's 9-1 compared to 2 horses under 2.
She's probably going to get a pocket trip too, right? I mean, they're going to line up 2-4 here, I would think.
Yeah.
You don't think Timmy goes? I think Timmy goes.
I don't know. I mean, it's iffy.
He'll go, but he'll get out sprinted.
He's not a send guy. I don't know. He's never been a guy that sends.
By the way, Ray
Cotolo, and no. I think that one.
I'll give you like $50 and some. No, I shouldn't offer that because you might actually come up with this. I'll give you some serious congratulatory kudos, Ray, if you can come up with the completion of the sentence I'm about to say. Okay. This is race 18. These are trotters.
That's a sentence. There's nothing more that needs to be added to that.
Yeah. Where are you going with this?
Fun fact. I don't know if anybody paid attention, but I just think it's the most amazing thing ever. Maybe they do this in years past. I just never noticed one. Look at the Monday and Tuesday cards at Delaware. They had 34 trots in a row Monday and Tuesday. 19 trots on Monday.
They were talking about that on the show. That's just how it lined up because they moved some races to the Sunday.
Yeah, I guess because the Sunday always is. I think the Sunday this year was more heavily because they always have the amateurs, which are usually pacers out there, and then the ladies driving championship pacers, like those Sunday races. But then they moved I think what are some of the standard Monday, Tuesday races Sunday. So it just worked out that way. But I didn't realize until they said it on Monday on the OHHA feed, and they literally started the broadcast, the pregame show by saying these are 19 trots today, and I thought I was like, someone misspoke there, right? And I started flipping through. I was like. As I was thinking, I was like, I do remember handicapping a lot of trots. No, they are all trotters.
I mean, to a thoroughbred player, every race is a trot, so does it really matter? Also, for that comment, James McDonald is not listed to drive anything tonight at Mohawk. He is most likely doing what most of the other drivers do, going to the backstretch for the big party at the Rod Allums Jr. RV.
That's it.
Might he be going to Indiana tomorrow anyway?
I believe he is listed tomorrow at Indiana.
I have it up right now. Let me take a look. Marcus, I thought was listed to drive Coach Steph. Yeah, Marcus is listed to drive Coach Stefanos. I don't think he's here.
Never. Then we'll go back to Canada tomorrow morning. Take a quick peek, by the way, see if that comeback sheet's available yet. It is not. I think usually it's after this race. Normally it's ahead of the 19th. So. Yeah. By the way, I believe I saw they threw up the picks there momentarily. Bravo.
You threw up?
Yeah, there it is. Dave Coney is going to take the 4. I mean, got to give credit. I mean, he's not going to win, but credit where credit's due. At least he's picking against the chalk.
Oh, JD Varnell just chimed in.
That's a good price on this horse. I think it's worth playing this horse.
James McDonald is going back to Canada to qualify Chantilly.
There we go.
He doesn't have to, does he? You're not going to lose the drive if you don't qualify, are you?
Yeah, Ed, you don't know. You don't know horseman etiquette.
I know, I don't. It's ridiculous, but whatever.
That's why you never qualify one. I think Dave is on the right track here because really, if you don't want to bet the favorite, I think you can only bet the 4 here. You can't you bet Dial Square on the presumption everyone breaks. You bet Nelson.
I don't think you bet Dial Square at all.
Well,
I'm surprised nobody took a bigger shot with Elisa Hanover. Nobody's got her better than 4th.
Because, again, the way the track has been, she's always grinding. I don't know how she gets into the race.
So you're questioning the post more than actually her. Like, if she drew the inside, you'd be more intrigued, a lot more intrigued?
If Prince Hal Hanover had post 1, he's probably in the final.
I don't know. I don't think so. He was awful, honestly. They had no excuse whatsoever. The fractions were slow. He didn't get away from there, that's his game. He was just nothing.
No disrespect to anybody else, but I mean, again, he wasn't beating Blueprint probably even on his best today. Let's be real, but he at least should have picked a few of those lesser horses off to make the final if he was any form of good.
Yeah, he was never.
I don't. There's some. It's tough because there's some times where a horse is versatile, where they should be able to overcome a certain situation. I've always gotten the sense that Prince Hal does not really like to pass that many horses.
It's also been a few years of tough shipping for Doc Moore, didn't he? Also,
he had an issue, a few years ago, and he had to scratch out of the race.
And it wasn't like a nefarious thing, but it was still a detention barn issue, wasn't it? Like he wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was like he brought his own feed or something like that, and it just broke protocol.
And that was another horse that had a legitimate chance too, right? So it's kind of unfortunate too. Like, I mean, it was a horse that was going to be, kind of like this, like a second choice, third choice.
Bravo Angel hit the 6-1 now.
Who's calling this one?
The horse is approaching the starting gate.
Oh, it's Edison Houston. Okay.
For the Miss Versatility Final, Grade 3.
Time to sit back. Oh, it's a Grade 3. That's nice.
Sponsored by Alaraj Farms.
$95,000 purse from the rail out.
$95,000 on the line.
Technically, yeah, because we're on the
and there they come. Now we switch to Edison.
You should probably call off the feed that we're broadcasting from and not the one that's 20 seconds ahead. Okay.
They're off and trotting. There goes MM's Dream out for the early lead. Dial square, a little steppy to the inside. MM's Dream, maybe a little steppy there as well. Call Me Goo out to the outside, marching on towards the pocket, it appears. Next away comes a Bravo Angel in advance of Nelson Bright Eagle. Second to last, Southwind Banshee. And at least a Hanover can see them all. They head down the backstretch to the opening quarter. It's MM's Dream at 5-2 with Yannick Gingras paving the way. Call Me Goo and Tim Tetrick right there second. Dial square, single file third in advance of Bravo Angel. Opening quarter pinged in 28-1.
Oh, ping.
Nelson Bright Eagles, third last. Southwind Banshee, second to last. At least to Hanover. Tough trip from there. Moving to the outside, though, looking to make up some ground as they come to the top of Power Alley the first time in the Buckeye State. It's MM's Dream leading the way a length and a half. Call Me Goo is there second. Dial square to the inside third. Up to the outside, Bravo Angel with a rush in the contention. At least the Hanover will get that second over cover. Third over for Southwind Banshee, and shuffled back to last there at the inside is Nelson Bright Eagle. The half mile was 57-4, 29-3 second quarter for MM's Dream.
Guessing.
Yeah, I made that up. I'm going to go to the outside second. Third to the inside, Call Me Goo is going to look for some daylight. To the outside, at least the Hanover starts to gap the cover slightly. Fifth to the inside, Dial Square. Back pair, Nelson Bright Eagle and Southwind Banshee. They make their way. I had 57-4. I was close, 57-2. 3 quarters was 125-4. They went 28-2 in the third panel. And it's still MM's Dream in front. To the outside, it's still Bravo Angel. Call Me Goo is desperate for racing room. They turn for home. And it's MM's Dream who looks to seal the deal. Call Me Goo may be able to squeeze you up the inside, but it's too late. It's MM's Dream in front. Call Me Goo and Bravo Angel, 153. That's pretty good on guessing times, by the way.
That was a solid.
That's sort of like how that race was going to line up there, though, wasn't it? I mean, I thought the 4 might get the pocket, but I mean, it was too
This is one of the interesting things about just how the breed has changed over the last few decades, because before it became like a big speed game with the bike changes and all those sorts of things, the racing dynamics on a half were a bit not more erratic. I can't think of the right word for it, but there was a lot more variability in how things go. But because everything is so forward moving and momentum is so much stronger on the front, it's like it's the same race almost every time in some respects. Yannick did the same thing he did in the International. Got the lead, had a first up anchor to lock in his main rival, kept him in as long as possible, win the race. You use the shortness of the track to your tactical edge, but in some respects, it also, in my opinion, I feel like it degrades the racing just as a fan, because you don't really see as much action of good horses actually going against one another.
I'm gonna give my own self a B-. I kind of forgot what I was doing in the end. I totally forgot. They're on their way home in Delaware, Ohio.
No,
16 to go.
Yeah, you got the order of it wrong. They're on their way home as a 16th to go in Delaware, Ohio.
I was more proud that I remembered Power Alley.
Yeah,
what's with the Power Alley? Like,
Ask the Delaware County Fair announcers that say it. I just repeat it.
That was a pretty good price on MM's Dream, though. I thought she should have been the favorite in the race.
By the way, the comeback sheet is live on the internet, and I am printing it as we speak.
I guess I should.
Oh, which actually means we have posts too. I didn't even look at it really. Well, when it prints out on the printer, I'll tell everybody what the posts are.
Let's look at it.
Let's be real though. I mean, we know that where everybody's going to be within 1 or 2 posts. So does it really matter? Like, we even care whether Blueprint has 1 or 2 or anything else. Like, does it really matter?
I think I care just because I'm going to quickly wing up a graphic. So
Blueprint post 1. Oh, and we get a morning line too. 7 to 5. If you can give me 7 to 5 on Blueprint, I will take everything I own on that. That's fair, right?
LittleBrownJug.com/comeback sheet.
Odds on outlier 3 to 1. Those do. Oh, we also will have drivers here. So Ronnie Run Jr. Odds on outlier. Dexter Dunn will keep 20 to 1 on Poppy's Rocket and Yannick Gingras. That's probably a pretty bad morning line. Captain Optimistic, Scott Zeron, 9 to 2. That is the one that he will keep. James McDonald will pick up no trespassing for Deborah Doggett. Post 5, 15 to 1. Come on, no trespassing is going to be shorter than Poppy's Rocket. This is a questionable morning line. Lou Star, Perm Paquette Jr., 25 to 1, post 6. Snack Attack, Jason Bartlett, post 7 at 5 to 1. And David Miller will be the one to pick up extra suds at 25 to 1. Now, again, I'm pretty sure they just used the computer to spit it back out, but how does Snack Attack come out at 5 to 1? Because this thing likes Snack Attack in the Elim, too, at 7 to 2, went off at 19 to 1. They get post 7. It didn't like Poppy's Rocket in the Elim very much either, and doesn't like it in the final. That's all very interesting. But
maybe it's all those recent wins. That could be.
Yeah. Okay, so Blueprint post 1. I'm having to update the graphic manually, like the old days. I can't just update it in my Excel spreadsheet.
I wonder. This is the math major in me, kind of curious and getting fascinated, thinking about things. I wonder if TrackMaster doesn't update immediately, because it seems to me like this morning line the computer spit out was being made like at the start of the day. Like, it didn't even factor in what happened in the Elims. Because it already liked Snack Attack, and now it still likes Snack Attack again. It already didn't like Poppy's Rocket, and now it doesn't like it again. It doesn't seem to care
That's a good observation.
And again, how often do you ever have a situation, again, literally one time a year, right, where you need a computer to give you the result? No, I guarantee you it doesn't. I know the answer anyway, because even if it did, it's all part of the USTA system. It would have to get the update from E-Track, from the charter putting the race in and everything. Those aren't final already, by the way the system updates, blah, 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 stuff nobody really cares about. So long story short, no. This morning line created by a computer does not include.
That's what my thought was.
It also doesn't matter. We all know the betting board. We know roughly how it's going to shake out. It doesn't matter. But just like,
it's also crazy that there's not like a John Rallis on standby to.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, you sound a lot better now.
I moved into the main room in my apartment, but it's probably a little bit more echoey, so I apologize. But
yeah, it's more echoey, but your mic is actually capturing every word that you're saying.
It's echoey because Kevin has a 2-bedroom apartment and no housemates yet. So call Kevin Plaucha at 724 whatever, and
oh, thank God you didn't. Okay,
offer to stay with them.
God, you don't know my number. Oh, thank God.
It'll be like the time Ray Cotolo stayed with me in New Jersey at the Meadowlands, and we got to watch Australian racing in Warrambie at 2:30 in the morning.
See, people might wonder, like how do you build a career inside of the horse racing business? I'll tell you one part of how I did it. I slept on the floor of Ed Hatter's hotel room because I did a show at Yonkers. I had to be at the baby races the next morning, and no one would comp me. So I just slept on the floor.
Well,
I listened to this interview, but I guess we don't really care that much. I can probably answer it.
I had the prices up, but then they just went away.
Yeah.
Good horse, good win. Ron Burke having good week. Yay, we won the Miss Versatility. Too bad. Didn't this used to be worth more than this, by the way?
Yes.
Why were you quoting it like it was Oka and not Burke?
Yeah, I was just kind of thinking the same thing in my head. I wonder if he was going to say it, but yeah, I don't know.
$7.
Yeah. So if I had to choose a fair price, I guess. If you like the horse, ever call me go.
40 to show.
You bet 40 to show?
No, he paid two. She paid $240 to show.
That is quite the echo in there. Do you have like headphones or something we could plug in, or no?
Maybe. Hold on.
The headphones aren't going to do anything about the echo. You're going to need acoustic paneling or.
Well, no, but they should contain the volume.
No,
where the echo doesn't happen.
3-year-old.
Oh, wait, are you getting feedback? Because I wasn't getting feedback.
I am.
Oh, okay. I wasn't hearing any. Jason Bartlett. I'm just finishing up the field for the Jug final. Oh, that David Miller's driving the 8. Okay, that's perfect. And then irrelevant morning line.
So Blueprint will. Can we just end the show early, Ray, and just wrap up here? Blueprint wins $1.64 million in the bank now. New lifetime mark, maybe. No, I don't think we're beating 147-1.
Definitely.
Well, they said they're going to go 45-4 earlier today.
No, they said 45 flat.
Oh, wow, that'd be even better. I would jump out of my chair.
Hello.
That's worse.
Yeah. You sound fine to me.
Hello. Hi. What's going on?
Actually, whoa, yeah, the echo is a lot worse now. That's impressive.
Kevin, just hold up the number.
It's like he's calling from down on high. It's like this is God.
Hello.
Blueprint.
1 to 5. Blueprint.
You know, you ever get like so many junk phone calls and like, you know, sometimes like I get so many junk phone calls. I just got one from a number that looks kind of familiar. So I think this might not be junk. You know, it might be.
Maybe they're calling from the moon.
Yeah, you would get those calls being at NASA.
Hey, this is a good useless fact. If anybody calls me or needs anything critical, they should leave me a voicemail if it's important. Because otherwise, if it's just a random number, I'm not even going to answer it. Now, see, Ray, unlike you and Kevin, I have no shame because I already get enough junk phone calls. 240-608-5959. Look it up. You all have my number. That is my number. If anybody wants to call me or something, leave a voicemail, though, because I will not answer. If I don't answer otherwise, I mean, I will never know.
This looks like an actual decent betting race here in the 19th.
You know, it's always interesting too. Like, you know, I think look on paper we can agree, and it's no disrespect to any of the Ohio names, but you know, when you see Tim Tetrix and Dexter Duns of the world pick up some of these horses, it's always intriguing. But you know, like somebody asked me earlier today, and it was a great example. Honestly, I kind of asked, like, you know, someone was saying, I think it was about the third or fourth race. It was so early in the day today, but it was kind of like, you know, well, what do you want? You got two favorites and the two best horses in the race. Do you want the best horse with, again, I won't bash anybody in particular, so, you know, named, you know, Ohio driver, or do you want probably the second best horse, but with, you know, Grand Circuit top name that everybody knows? You wanted the best horse in the end of the day there. Sometimes you want the other way around, right? Like, so, I mean, that does kind of create an interesting dynamic to it. You and I see it every year, Mike, going down to Potomac Pace at Rosecroft. You know, sometimes, wow, now we're outside.
What about now?
That's actually pretty good, yeah.
Beautiful.
The sun on that Auburn shirt looks terrible.
I know. There.
Also, for what it's worth, we have the field for the jug final.
Oh, wait,
here it is.
I forget when Anna Loves Bananas cost me money, but this horse cost me money at some point in the world.
That's awesome. So, Luke, if you missed what Ed said, I put it in graphic form because I'm a genius at this. Blueprint post 1, Odds on Outlier post 2, Poppy's Rocket post 3, Optimist. You can read it. That's the field. But this isn't the next race. Race 19 is up next. This is going to come right after it. But for those who wanted like a visual of it, this is the field we're going to be looking at.
That's a good graphic. That's very much appreciated. Very nice.
Yeah, I always do the work.
If everybody curious, we're probably about 40 minutes away from the drug final. I don't even know, 4 minutes. They're going to send this 19th out at like, they'll go to the gate price 610, 615, and then I'll get us 640, 645 for the jug final. And, you know, they kind of have to do it. So do you remember, was it, I believe 2 years ago was the big year? Yeah, the jug for $1 million. That's when they got the 3 limbs and like 20 something horses, right? Like, and it was like 25 races. They were kind of scrambling. I think it was like 653, 54. And it's one of those things, it gets dark kind of early out there. Like, you know, they were getting to the gate and it was starting to get a little iffy.
It was really late whenever Forever Boy was in, I think. That final went really late, if I recall.
Was that the year Barbosa won?
No, he lost to By the Missile.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, that was that year? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Forever Boy kind of, and again, you see it at Delaware, I think, more than other places. You got to see it on half-mile tracks. So it was one of those classic, like, Forever Boy came up really menacingly, and you were like, oh, wow, maybe By the Missile's in trouble. Oh, wait, by the time you ever get that thought in your head, like, By the Missile's re-kicked by 2.
Well, again, it's because Chris had him under a hand drive. He just didn't have to pull the throttle yet.
Well, that was weird. I think that's what's weird about a couple of today's horses. Like, for example, the one that I'm thinking of was I got the program here if I really want to come up with a name, but whatever horse it was, Fly High Cruiser, Dan Noble. I think it was that one in the 12th race. That was an example, too, of that horse just fell asleep. You know, he was alone on the front end and just like, Dan just really had to wake the thing back up. I think I had plenty left. It was just, you know, totally was zoning out.
Let's take a look at this race 19 field for the Ohio Breeders' Championship 3-year-old filly pace. It says 3 minutes until post time. Really no strong favorite. The word is out, the 6. is a slight choice at 5-2. Odds are Riley 2, the 3 horse is the second choice at 3-1. We have the 9 at 9-2. 1 and 2 are at 5s, and then your long shots are the remainder. That line on the graphic means the 9 starts in the second tier for whatever that is worth.
I thought you just didn't like Austin Hanners.
No, it's a way to visualize how the gate is split for the people at home. I try to think, how can I make this easier for everybody watching at home? As much as earlier Edward Ingleby may disagree with that, I try to think about how this can be an enjoyable experience. It's a companion too, because like I always enjoyed going to the track. And yeah, it's fun watching the show every now and again, but it's also like going to the racetrack is a experience that you purely have with like the people around you. You go for the communal aspect of it, and you BS through the races. You get inside jokes. You say things that you can't say on a media network because of I guess reasonable reasons, but like that's the fun of it, and that's essentially what we have going on here. Mike was able to get a nice little stab in at me early in the show. I proved myself right regardless. Ed is doing whatever he does. You were eating ice cream before you went on air, and I told you to.
It's just a lot more fun whenever we're going back and forth like that, though. We don't do enough of that.
And we don't have a chance.
When Ryan was here, we did do more of it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I like that I continue to go with the unnamed ADWs, but I'd like the record to show that Kevin and I's unnamed ADW has the field and everything on and bettable before the usually reliable other ADW I was talking.
Oh wow!
So Kevin and I don't only have 5 numbers to pick from today. We can actually bet Blueprint.
Well, we got to get through this 19th race first. Daniel Geck is asking specifically about this one.
I'm not even going to lie, Ray. I have such a limited opinion on this race. I'm going to say right now, and we're going to talk through it in real time in the next 10 minutes or whatever. I think I'm going to sit it out, but you know me. I got to see a chance to bet. I probably got to come up with something.
Well, I feel the 6 being I feel the 6 being 2-1 here makes this a race where you could take some action, because I don't know that I buy this one. I could only buy this one as a favorite on virtue of Burke and Page are winning everything, but I don't think that really carries itself to the finish line every single time. It has a lot.
I was about to say, it's one of those things that if you bet the horse, or sorry, if you don't bet the horse and it beats you, you're going to say, well, it does. It was kind of the obvious. I should take a Page and Burke.
I didn't want to bet her at 2-1, but I don't know who else to bet. It's like
she also doesn't appear to have a lot of speed. We've discussed a lot about the speed factor here.
Huh?
There's no way you take the 6 at 2-1. The horse is 1 for 9 this year. You're going to take 2-1 from the 6 post to Delaware?
Like the pick to win, sure, but not like at 2-1.
Who gets the lead here, the 2 or the 3?
Probably the 2.
I'm a little bit unintrigued, but I'm a little bit. I mean, again, hindsight's 20/20, but I really, well, you kind of heard my call. I mean, again, I'm admittedly, like, you know, I was kind of biased because I was rooting for Call Me Goo. I didn't think Tim was going to take the pocket that easily. I thought you at least have to go for the lead, right? Like the way everything's been going, everything. Like
the way that Yannick was like, that's where you got to read the body language of the horse and the driver. The way Yannick was moving, I don't think he would have let Timmy go. So there's no point in going.
Yeah. Same thing here, though. My question is
go here, though. The one, it's Aaron from the rail.
Do you think Aaron beats Dunn off the gate?
I mean, I think they're both going to go. I don't know. It probably lines up 2-1 or 1-2.
She was really 3 back. Anna loves bananas. She was.
I mean, Aaron got a lot of speed. I think Kevin half said it through mumble.
Wait, Kevin, did you say that she was good or bad because you cut out?
The one was very game 3 starts ago.
Oh, okay.
Also showed a lot of speed from the rail on a half-mile track.
Yes. Beat the 3. Riley, too, taking all this money. They're on the track now also, so we will add that here. The 3 being 5-2 is a perennial bridesmaid. Just also makes this, like, it feels like the money is going toward, this is de facto betting. They're betting Burke and Page because it's Burke and Page. They're betting the 3 because of all the bold numbers, and you're getting other odds on all the other horses because the public is going, we don't know what to do. I think 5-1 on the 2 isn't really too bad.
How's the 5 34-1 in the race? Are you kidding me?
Too high. That's too high of a number on the 2, Ray. You don't want to bet a horse at 5-1.
Let's see. Good Night Dance won in 55-3 last time at Northfield off of 59. It's also tricky. You don't really see this reflected too much in the betting pools because everything is so efficient nowadays. But I feel like there is something where the previous races being these high caliber Grand Circuit horses into these Ohio Breeders' Championships, it takes a little bit to actually recalibrate how to handicap it, because these are more Buckeye Stallion horses than they are Ohio Sire Stakes horses. It's a whole different thing.
Would it be Ronnie's choice, do you believe, to sit off of the 3 in this race, or did they put Tetrick up first? Because that's kind of intriguing too.
I think they put Tetrick up first. It's trainer change to Trish Folk.
Oh, it's trainer change too. Oh, thank you.
Page was up first, right? Originally.
Yeah, Page drove him for a little bit. Jeremy Smith got a drive. Tyler Smith got some.
But Page was
trainer change. Yeah, answers everything.
Originally listed because he had the choice.
Oh, that I don't know. Let's see. What about these other?
I assumed that was correct. I wasn't looking for.
What kind of trip does a 9 get in the race? That's the key, I think.
Yeah, and it's also tough looking at these Scioto races. Just trying to get a sense of how the speed's going to hold.
I don't think the 9 strip's going to be bad, Mike. I mean, you got to figure these inside 3 all want some way to get out of there, so he can take his pick of which one he wants to follow and get a pretty good spot. You got to figure, right?
I mean, this one has a lot of second place finishes though, and second tier post. And the one
lost last time to odds on Chesapeake though.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, has been facing tougher, but that's still 1 win this year, 2 wins last year. And you have to take 3.5 to 1. That's low.
I mean, she's probably the favorite if she's on the gate.
Yeah.
And so you can argue.
And it's one of those things too that, like, I mean, I feel like I look into this more than other people do in handicapping, to be totally honest. But looking at the horse's previous odds, like what kind of respect the money is taken, like Prolific Fire, it's so hidden that she has kind of taken money in the sense that, like, when you're facing odds on Chesapeake and Rose Run Amy's in there and odds on Hialeah, like 28 to 1 respect against those couple in there, that's actually not bad. Probably 4th, 5th choice in there.
Well, and there's also
heavy favorites.
There's a line a few back where Prolific Fire was 4 lengths better than Riley 2 and 3 lengths better than Odds on Sioux, finishing behind Odds on Chesapeake in 1, and then some other horse, JK Fancy. The more I'm looking at it, the more that the only thing hindering the 9 is just how good speed has been. So you're just trying to. I feel like you take 5 to 1 on the 2. If you think Dunn can lock down the race, but if you think the best horse can somehow trip out, then the 9 is supposed to win here.
There's also Will Page we can look at, by the way. I just realized we'd like to have some sort of clue as to where the money's going to dictate here, where it's going to settle. Oh, there's pick 3 and pick 4, actually.
Mike, I don't
glance here.
You should note that that's Mike commenting in the comment section when he says no, because JD asked if there was a difference between Buckeye Stallion and Ontario Sire Stakes Grassroots. I mean, like, in terms of class, no, but it changes every year because the Ohio breeding program is getting so good.
Yeah, I think
and the Ontario program is kind of stagnant right now.
The thing about Ohio, though, they have a lot of different levels. Like, they have, there's a lot of fair horses in Ohio, a ton. And compared to, I don't know, Ontario, I think just is 2 totally separate programs. So, as far as the bottom end, there's a lot of horses that can live and make money at the fairs in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that makes things a lot different, I think.
Well, remember, Ontario is a 3-tiered one now, too, because there's the Prospect Series also.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. I mean, would you take any Prospect Series horse versus any of these Ohio horses? I wouldn't.
No, but like that would be the equivalent of like an Ohio fair horse against a Buckeye Stallion Series.
Okay, I mean, I'll buy that. But some of these Ohio fairs are wicked. I mean,
Rob's been telling me about that because he's been racing it a lot.
And they go for real money there now. You can do well if you have a decent Ohio fair horse.
You can make good money on the fairs in Ohio.
Yeah, it's a whole different. So I think Ohio, like to answer the question, I think the Ohio level is probably like Ray said, maybe a similar level, but the Ohio horses are probably a little better than those horses.
I think.
Yeah, so. At this point, I'd agree. See, Mike, I don't always disagree with you. As they're getting ready
1 out of 50.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next voice you'll hear has been the voice of the Little Brown Jug for the last 59 seconds, Kevin Plowja.
You're going to hear a third of the call.
Yeah, it's true. He's going to cut out for the first part, and then the back half is going to come through.
Third of the call, but we're going to try.
Daniel's boxing 1569. I would have pitched the 6.
I bet
1569 was such a great year.
Merriman is due to win 1.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm settling on the 9, by the way. Prolific
Fire,
off in real time.
Passing lane where there wasn't one with Mega Money. So you won't have to do that if he's on the front. Here they come. No promises here, gang. And they're off on the inside. Anna Loves Bananas leaves out with Odds on Sue and Riley 2. His 3 logical levers are on the go early on. Inside 4th is Prolific Fire from the second tiers. Between horses, Dunn looks to take back with Odds on Sue. Racing 5th is The Word Is Out. Then 6th back to Rose Run Annabelle. As we head back up top, it's Riley 2 and Tim Tetrick clearing to the front over Anna Loves Bananas. Prolific Fire from the second tier does get 3rd over Odds on Sue, who was 4th. The Word Is Out still 5th as they reach the opening quarter in 27 1/5. Back to 6th is Rose Run Annabelle. Then I'm just going to guess from here. Good Night Dance, My Buns, and Fear the Hammer are at the back as they head past the turn and past the faithful for the first time in the 19th race in Delaware, Ohio. It's Riley 2 at 3-2, going off as your betting favorite with the lead. Anna Loves Bananas is second. Looks like Hanners is inching out here and now is first over with Prolific Fire as they pass the half in 55-3. 22 in the second quarter. Dunn gets a perfect second over toe with Odds on Sue in 4th. 5th inside to The Word Is Out, who needs to get out but has nowhere to go. Rose Run Annabelle is 6th. 7th outside looks like Fear the Hammer over Good Night Dance and Sun on My Buns. They head to 3 quarters, and here comes Prolific Fire blasting right on by. Tetrick pulls the plugs, but it's probably too late as Prolific Fire drives on by here at 4-1. Riley 2 chasing from second. 3rd on the outside, and Merriman has room with Anna Loves Bananas. Fading 4th badly was Odds on Sue as they hit 3 quarters in 1:23-2. That was 27-4 up the back, and Prolific Fire all of a sudden leads by 6.5 as they turn for home. Anna Loves Bananas on the outside of Riley 2. Looks like The Word Is Out finally got out, but as they turn for home, it's the easiest final 8th I'll ever call. Prolific Fire by 7. Looks like The Word Is Out for second over Anna Loves Bananas and Riley 2, 151.
That is an example of you got an incredible price on gambler cowardice. I think you had too many people overthinking the second tier draw, and the classiest, best horse in the race went off 4-1 that's ridiculous.
I told you to take the 9. I said it.
I was saying the same thing.
Kevin, you missed a great opportunity.
Oh,
I want to know what they're betting the 3. Like, how are they betting the 3 to 3-2 in the race?
That was ridiculous.
The trainer's 30%, but I mean, come on,
crazy.
I never got to finish saying it, by the way. Will Pay said that was going to happen.
The one literally beat
really?
Square 3 starts ago. I don't know how you can bet the 3 at 3-2 and then let the 1 just sit there at 10-1.
I feel bad for Dan because he almost got bailed out with the chalk on the box if the 1 could have held second. He ended up cashing with the
hopefully he has a triple because that'll be okay. Actually,
triple will be okay. I
Who was
think.
third? What was the rest of the try?
The 1 was third. It came at 9-6-1.
Okay.
This happened yesterday too with a post 9 horse. Oh, Smoke 1 for me. It was Noble again, but that one was 2-1. It was kind of the same thing.
That's great. That's probably the best price you get the entire meet here.
You know, and the 5 was 5th. You know, you could have gotten between everything we said here. You probably could have come up with this Super High 5. Right?
Oh yeah, there's.
You didn't love Riley 2 at 3-2, but at least when you use the horse Super High 5, right? So we could have gotten there with these 5.
Yeah.
I was just. I guess.
Yeah, Mike even mentioned the 5.
Come on, Kevin, you're too young. Come on, we wanted the and it's all Austin Hanners and Prolific Fire. If you're not on your feet, you better get up now.
I thought that was pretty good, Kev. Like, honestly, that was legit. I mean, it wasn't like Ray level, but I mean, it was pretty damn good.
Thank you.
That's true. I'm the top. Ed is second, and that's where you're trying to hit. Dan's going to be in for an okay payout because the exact is paying 18-1.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I mean, granted, it's the 1 at Delaware, so it's probably well covered. But for $1, you should 60. Get at least 50, 60. Yeah.
Kevin, you're a lot better than announcers that are given real-time jobs today, like the guy that does some of those NSA steeplechases in the South occasionally, the guy who did Yonkers trot a limbs night in 2022, the guy who filled in a Rosecroft like 3 times in 2023.
Top of Power Alley. I didn't say that.
Well, yeah, because Ed has to steal catchphrases. He can't coin them himself.
And they're at the top of Power Alley.
I coined the greatest phrase ever at Yonkers because you can say it all the time. There's no change in the plot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They line up. There's no change in the plot. There's no change in the plot. There's no change in the plot. Ooh, they're sprinting to the finish, and the 1 held on.
At least you cashed, Dan. There's only one excuse for missing a Harness Players podcast, and it is working. Family, you could at least slide the phone under the table,
right,
and just have it on.
You can have an earphone, one earphone.
That 9 is a handful in the winner's circle.
Yeah, she was a handful.
She could go around again. Maybe they'll throw her out there for the jug.
Man, Tri paid 103 for $1.
Sweet, nice.
Heck yeah,
that's really good, man.
1920 perfected.
I 5 paid 416.
Wow,
50 cents too.
Yeah.
By the way, Ray, come on, Ray, give us another one of those long-winded, eloquent answers to this. What's your preference? What's your preference of words? We have exacta versus perfecta. We have.
I hate perfecta. Feels like I'm walking into like a 1900s candy shop. oh boy!
What about exact?
You in for a butterscotch?
Or
what about trifecta versus triple?
I just say triple.
I think we have triple in our program at Yonkers. I think it's exactly triple.
Perfecta.
Well, like triple, you should label it trifecta, but everyone calls it triple. I think there is a legitimacy to maintaining a nomenclature, but then the colloquialisms remain as is.
All right, we're 14 minutes away. 6:36 for the jug.
14 minutes, perfect. I can take a potty break. You guys take it from here.
By the way, Kevin, our unnamed ADW. I think I said this. I don't know if you heard. If you were still on, you kind of dropped out for a little bit, but they were actually first, even ahead of the other ADW we were looking at yesterday. So they were up first. So we're ready to go today.
I see all 8 horses. Woo!
Yeah, we're ready to go today.
We can bet. We can fire away. We don't have to show bet Poppy's rocket.
Fire away.
We don't have to show bet Poppy's rocket.
So, Mike, let's be real. What?
Why would you want to do that anyway?
I don't know if acceptable is the right word, but what will the price on Blueprint be? I mean, is it 1 to 9? Is it 1 to 5? I mean, it's short. It's really short.
Well, what was odds on Chesapeake? They were 4 to 5 and even money.
I mean, probably 1 to 9. I mean, he's going to be 1 to 9. Right now, he's 1 to 2. I'm sure you would line up for that.
Would you not? I mean, what
the value's going to be? I don't know. I mean, things happen in these races, so I don't like to bet 1 to 5 shots.
I think Poppy's rocket.
There's other opportunities.
I'm not going to bet him. I don't think, or bet the race probably.
I think Poppy's rocket can offer some exacta value. You know, it's Burke 1-2. Come on, it's the correct way to round out the week.
That is true.
Yeah, and
by the way,
I want to look at the.
We were talking about Burke's week and how much money he made. Well, you can extend it into Saturday with the She's a Great Lady, the Mohawk Million, although AI has put 10, the Metro with Brad Hanover, Lua Deepa. He has the morning line favorite with.
But those races are very competitive. So.
That card is so good, so good.
I'm leaving this on. If Ray was here, he'd take it off, but I don't mind watching its replay.
What's Ray? Is it Ray's background noise? Who's being broken into?
No, that's me.
What I missed.
I'm probably going to have to mute
when
I'm not talking.
Mike's being broken into.
Mike being broken into.
Okay, we're all witnesses to
It's not like there are any Balenciaga bags left to steal.
Yeah,
that has been rough this year.
I mean, there's no. It's all Chanel though. Well, maybe a little more now too.
But
Ray, one of the courts near me just recently, some guy got arrested and he got himself in trouble because his lawyer represented him in court. Or sorry, it's not his lawyer, his neighbor.
He got in trouble because his lawyer represented him in court.
His neighbor represented him in court. His neighbor wasn't a lawyer; pretended to be a lawyer. But if that's not a precedent, Ray, I got you. You ever get in trouble, I will fake lawyer for you.
I mean that sounds like just typical civil case or small dispute court type stuff.
Oh, if I'm helping you, I assume it's more serious crimes, but I will get you off the hook.
That would require me to have any crimes to commit. Though the only crime I could possibly commit is getting 4 to 1 on prolific fire in that period. That I can't believe that horse went off that price.
Right, if you put on a certain costume again on air ever again, I think half of the sport's going to call for you to be arrested. So if that happens, I will defend you.
At least I know one person will. One person will defend just outright silliness. And in a time when I think we need it most.
Kevin, with that shirt on, I will defend you against nothing. He's guilty. Lock him away forever. Put on the orange prison outfit. He likes the orange so much. Give him a different orange.
I'll put the RMU hoodie back on. They should have beat Alabama to this day. They're golden.
No, they shouldn't have. Alabama was nothing.
Did you have any classes with the kids on that team?
No.
Oh, damn.
You know, I don't even think Kevin Paucha knows the story. All my friends at University of Maryland know the story. It's a great laughing stock for me, but it's fine. You know, I played basketball growing up the whole way. You know, big basketball person. I still am to this day. Like I don't know. I was just zoning out. I have class with Bruno Fernando, and I'm sitting right beside him. And I look at him and I say, "Oh, you're really tall. Do you play basketball?"
It's also worth noting that Ed said.
And then I swear to God, I walked out of that class, switched to a different class, section of the same class. That was that semester.
I think I had like an online class with one or two of them.
Oh yeah, because you would have been in school during COVID, like I was.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "Oh, cool! I just asked a future NBA first-round draft pick if he plays basketball." All right, cool. I'm out.
I was gonna say you were a big basketball guy, just in the fanatic sense, not in the actual height sense, because I am taller than you.
But much worse at basketball. Actually, you and Kevin, I've both beaten in basketball, so that's all that matters.
You've never played me in basketball.
Come on out. Come on out.
What did they hang up here for the post time? Where are we at?
38, so we're 11 minutes away.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Or sorry, 36 now.
Right now, the one for exact is 10-1.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, I guess 1-2 is logical. Yeah.
Who's the second choice? Is it odds-on outlier? I mean, it just seems like Papa's
it's odds-on outlier. Who else would it be?
Well, okay. It's kind of like yesterday, though, right? Like the post threes and post. Well, I mean, right now the betting board doesn't say it. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. But I think Papa's Rocket takes semi-significantly more money than Captain Optimistic in the end. Kind of like how yesterday Rose.
They are 1 point apart right now.
I don't think it's going to stay that way, though. I don't think so.
Kevin has an announcement. He is not betting.
Blueprint needs to be 1-9.
Oh, okay.
Be 1-9.
For you to bet him. 2-5 is too high.
Going to be 1. He should be 1-9.
I don't know if he will be though. He might not be.
Yeah, I don't know.
What I recommend in terms of betting this race, I'm really educating Ray because Ray doesn't understand this. But there's more than one way to bet a race. You don't just have to bet the win. There's other options.
What's your show bet then? Master, my master. Your incredible show bet where you happen to get not first, not second, but also third covered to get your money back. Who is it?
I hate that Ray knows me so well. He knows exactly where I'm going with it, but I'm finishing it anyway. There's this thing called a show bet. It's kind of like insurance and blackjack that you should always take mathematically, you know? Like, it's like free insurance. You finish second or you finish third, or if you win, you don't even have to be third. You could win or finish second, and you still cash the bet. So it's a lot safer to play.
This is what we're advocating. Like, what are we doing?
And if you bet this,
it is by definition being in the money.
Wow.
Mike, that was my delivery that time. That was coming to your house by accident.
Oh, okay.
By the way,
Alexis Cody back. Tim King likes Timothy. I was
going to say, Tim's also a vote for Captain Optimistic inside of this race.
Yeah.
I do. I wonder what he's going to do in Heat 2. If he's going to be as could you make an argument for a horse that gets on a line like that to have one race under the belt that he maybe settles in the second?
Or maybe he's just like, I don't know. I mean, we don't know how any of these horses are going to respond to the second heat, but I'm not sure that I mean, a horse that's a little iffy to start with. I mean, they lose? I don't know. No, thanks. I say no.
In the last 30 seconds, like $4,500 in show money has come in on Blueprint. People listen to the show and people make smart decisions.
One person happened to have $4,500 in their ADW that they refused to name.
You're firing $4,500 to show on Blueprint?
No, I did.
Oh my God.
He would though.
If this was West, I'm so serious about this.
Send Edison 200 for that. That's what they should do. Just give him 200. Save him the money.
If Ed did do that, he could profit $225 on the $4,500 risk. That is more than you get APR in a high yield savings account.
And that's why you got to go to West Virginia where you can get that 220 minimum.
Oh, well, we're not there.
I'm serious. That's a massive 5%.
That is surprising that they
have. But you get a 220 minimum, And to be fair, though, if you're going to do it, like, again, I really am. Like, in the right spots, I advocate for it. People call me stupid all they want. But it's got to be a 5-horse field. You got to be pretty confident. And be totally honest with you, I mean, I wouldn't do it on a trot for sure. Wouldn't really do it in a harness race at all, to be honest. I'd take a thoroughbred.
Yeah, so there's the field. Oh, wait, why are we showing that? Mike, I made such a beautiful graphic. I'm not going to give them... No, get that off. I did that one that time. That was me. This is the field as we should see it.
Oh, and Ray, you didn't even put a line on it. You don't even dislike anybody.
No, it's not that I dislike. I like the horse that was under the line. There's just no second tier starter inside.
That was the winner. You eliminated the winner last time.
I didn't eliminate. What you're doing right now is considered heresy, and it is punishable by church. I forget the word. I forget what the
we need to keep an eye on these exact and probables. This is the key. This.
Yeah, you're getting.
It's a unique race to wager on too, because you only get so much time. And I guess we're free to delve into this as a topic. And let's be real, there's no hidden secret in today's gambling world, today's horse racing world. CAWs exist, computer teams exist. I do, but I don't know enough to have enough of a semi-opinion, semi-educated thought on this conversation I'm about to embark down. But this is kind of a unique spot because you don't get all day to run algorithms and think about this race in the computers. Like, they probably don't need that much time, but there's still something to be said that, like, I think Mike's onto something that, you look at some of those pools and some of those numbers. I think there's the opportunity to find a soft spot there and hit a combo if you like it. I think that's probably
this also is so often an incredibly logical race because of the draw. It's my show, and I think Captain Barbosa are the only outliers inside of this race over the last few years. Otherwise, like,
by outlier, you mean like 7-8 to 1. Like, they took significant money even from post 5 and from post 4. So it wasn't like it was the world's biggest. In fact, the year that It's My Show won, I think that favorite was 3-2, 9-5. It was a tough race. I think 9-5. The favorite was 9-5 in that final. That's got to be the highest price.
You were wrong. It was 2-1. 7 colors.
That's got to be the highest price favorite in the jug final in some time.
7 colors. Another one of Kevin's faves.
That was a tough year. Who was? I know whoever I liked in that race got parked to the 53.5. Who was that?
Oh, I'm off of that now. I'm slowly going through to also try and find who has won from outside posts in the final.
Whoever I liked had a brutal trip in that race. I know that much.
Courtly Choice was the second choice at $170.
Was my favorite.
It was 2018. I have to go one by one on this. It's so intuitive. Oh, Filibuster Hanover was 5-1 when he won. I forgot about Post 2. He won an elimination. That was the year Fear the Dragon and Down by the Seaside. Down by the Seaside lost his limb. He was third, I think. He had post 5.
Post 1.
Ryan Brown. He had all the monsters that year.
Yeah, Fear the Dragon had post 1.
What was his price?
He was I think it was like 4 to 5 or something. I just clicked off of it. Betting line. The year of Yogurt Gate was 1-9. Wiggle It Jiggle It. I watched from a grocery store produce section. That is true. I was getting groceries. I put on my phone. I watched the race, and then I picked up.
I watched it at the hockey rink because I think my son was skating somewhere at the hockey rink or something.
I watched it from nowhere because I didn't know what a horse was for at least 4 more years.
Limelight Beach was even money. That was Limelight Beach was. I remember that year. I don't know if you and I were talking about that race specifically, Mike. Maybe we might have been texting about
it. Wasn't that Burke's first win though? Wasn't that his first win?
Yeah. That was one of those where the horse just drew right, and you knew it was one of those horses that you knew that was just his day.
Speedball, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Rock and Roll Heaven was 1-5. 2011, Big Bad John was the favorite at even money. And then when Michael's Power won, he was even money post 1. That was Zeron's first jug.
Blueprint is on the track, by the way.
Here we go.
Oh yeah, let's get my field off.
Nobody else is showing up.
No, they all gave up.
They all
believe it.
2 to 5.
It's also pretty good that maybe it's just my imagination. I know it happened at least once, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but I think it was 2 years in a row we had a couple of scratches out of the jug final. It was like the 6-horse field a couple years ago. So
a lot of times it was if they drew a bad post and the horse wasn't really like super strong against the others that they just said, yeah, we're out.
Yeah, jug's a standard distribution too, right? So if you're 6, 7, 8, there's nothing to be had from it really. So
JD had a comment there about his superfecta. I'm just cold punching 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that what you're doing?
Kevin, just do the smart thing. Bet Blueprint the show.
I will not do that. I don't have the bankroll like you do.
All right, Kevin, come on, play the game. What are you going to bet if we had the 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8 like yesterday?
I do think the 1-3 exacta is very intriguing. I mean, right now, especially at 9-1. That's
I have to show.
I thought there was a chance that, well, okay, I didn't really think the 3 would be the second choice, but I thought the 3 could be closer to the 2 than he is right now. I thought the 3 might be closer to the 2 than he was to the 4. Let's put it that way. I'm kind of surprised that the 4 is taking that much money either.
For what it's worth right now, I'm just combing through some of these older jugs. I'm back to the 1970s now, and there's been no winner from post 8, but by God, so many from post 1, especially in
post 7s.
I think the entirety of the 1980s was won from the pylon post.
What
How about post 7?
Post 6, post 7?
Post 1 and 2, there's a couple 5s and a 4 here and there, but lots of post 1s in the second heat.
I mean,
Happy Fellow one from post 2. I got to go back to the 1960s.
Sure that It's My Show was a 6, right?
He was a 5.
5. That's what I'm
wasn't
thinking.
he the number? Oh, okay. All right.
That's what I was thinking of.
That was a pretty stacked field that year, though, too, because that was only 2 years ago, right? That was the year that there was, $1 million on the line, 30 horses or whatever. So
yeah.
And in the 1960s, they don't have charts like they do for the other ones until 1967, and it's post 2, post 1. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think any horse has ever won this race from.
Well, let's talk about this race because this is the one.
Extra studs will be the first.
We can talk about. We can relive 50 years ago anytime. So.
Yeah.
Mike,
well, it was just because that was a question from earlier in the show.
I mean, if we're on the show without gambling, we're just picking winners. Is anybody not picking Blueprint to win? I mean,
I don't see how he loses. And on top of that, you're getting 8-1 on the 1-3 exacta right now. I would venture to say, Mike, you at the lowest are going to get 6-1.
Yeah, I think that's valuable.
What's the 1-4 paying exactly?
It's less right now.
That's paying 6-1 right now.
I'll give you 500 to 1 on that, Kevin. The 4 is nowhere in this race.
No, I don't think so either. But
that might be an idea too, is to try to get the 4 out of the super. Just pitch him completely and see if you can.
Well, look, Mike. I think there's to me there's I guess 4 layers to this race. Blueprint is obviously in his own tier. Poppy's Rocket is a little higher for me than Odds on Outlier. I'm not gonna lie, but they're on kind of the same tier. However you want to argue that. Captain Optimistic to me though is still on such a higher tier than his outside 4.
Yeah.
That I don't disagree with the ability to throw him out, but my question is if you're gonna throw him out of the exacta, and obviously you don't want to spend too much money on this because you're gonna have a very heavy favorite on top and pretty likely heavy favorite second and third. So who can you possibly use for 4th? Who picks it up? I mean, I guess just by post you go to no trespassing, but do you really trust that horse to be up for 3rd or 4th? I don't.
I mean, Snack Attack had some decent late pace.
J-Mac does okay with.
You can throw the 7 and the 8 in for 4th. Anything can run 4th, and one of these horses could not fire. I mean, that's another thing. Second heat, some of these horses can come back and maybe they just don't fire. Well, all of a sudden, it doesn't take that much to get 4th in an 8.
We say that all the time. We say that all the time. Has that ever actually been apparent? I mean, again, and I'm asking this a legitimate question because you two have been following this long, right? We always say it's an unknown of a horse getting the 2 heats, which it is, to be fair. Has any favorite like Blueprint really ever come back, though, and been really bad the second time around, and it was apparent, wow, this horse really just did not want to go around?
I mean, that's happened, like when Riyadh was back racing, they fed him in between heats, and I think he ran last in the next
No, he was,
heat.
he was second to life.
Stuff like that does happen.
Riyadh was second to life.
Well,
the most famous version of this race. Yeah.
No, but wasn't that the Adios or something like that? I'm thinking back to the Adios.
It could have been.
I think it was the Adios that happened.
But, hey Ray, which one of us called the jug last year?
I don't remember. I just have so little imagination on how this race rolls because Blueprint is so much the best. Odds on Outlier, I don't really have any reason to think he doesn't come back well, and he gets the pocket. Poppy's Rocket, the only reason why I'm against that exacta is because he's going to be sitting 3rd. He can't outsprint Dunn. Dunn's going to sit the 2-hole for as long as he can. He's going to take a shot if he can, or he's going to race for 2nd. And so, but
I think the 3 has more class than the 2. So, I mean,
who makes a move, I think, is interesting because Ronnie's going to go forward. I can't imagine anyone outsprints him to the first turn. Who's first up here?
I don't know.
I think Captain Optimistic probably went up first up in this race.
Yeah.
Because my thought is because sometimes he's bad on the turns, he may move forward better going wide. So Scotty may want to pull him sooner. And from there, I could definitely see the value in trying to beat him out of the gimmicks because I don't know that he's really going to sustain. They're not going to crawl 56 to the half here, I don't think.
Yeah, but if nobody's making a move, nobody's pushing the leader, why can't they? Why can't they go slow early again? Look what happened in the elimination.
Yeah, I mean, Ronnie had no problem doing that.
Well, why not do it again? I mean, if you're, the race belongs to him, nobody's going to try to push him early, so why not? Why not go as slow as you can?
I will say, when they interviewed Virgil Morgan, his horse raced like trash. Now they're going to talk to Burke.
Oh, they've been saying all week on the feed that they've been interviewing people and they've been having great times or great races.
I said Virgil Morgan. I meant Ian Moore. You know who I meant.
Oh, yeah.
They talked to Ian Moore, and his horse raced really bad. Now they're talking to Burke.
After the week he's had for that to happen.
Yeah.
By the way, I was trying to find last year's live stream just to figure out which one of us called this race, to figure out whether Ray or I are taking this race this year. The other one should probably do it. But I found something more interesting. I forgot. Somebody commented it last year, and now I'm re-remembering it. There was a jug, like how many ever years ago, that they were so worried about the financial risk of taking bets on the race because the horse was such a they didn't take it. That's what they should do here. Blueprint's going to be 1 to 500. They shouldn't even take bets.
What horse was that?
Allow me to mute myself and listen to that a little bit louder, and I'll give you your answer.
Yeah, I can't. Because I vaguely remember that, but this whole year has been a decade for me, so I can't really think of.
Why so long?
That's what I'm asking.
Okay, I heard myself say 1971 Little Brown Jug, so let's find that.
Oh, that was Most Happy Fella. I just looked at that.
I don't think that's right. 1971 Little Brown Jug, no betting. Let's see what we come up with here. Let's find it again.
There we go.
Oh, 1970 was Most Happy Fella. 1971 was Albatross, who was barred, and he lost.
Oh, fantastic.
To Nan Semmond.
I never did find the answer right. Which one of us called this last year? So what do you want to do, you or me?
Here we go.
I don't care.
Pick a number between 1 and 5, both of you.
4.
3.
Edison wins.
Okay.
Great.
Sorry.
Can I lose?
That's fine.
If
people want to hear me call, they can listen to the Steeplechase of Charleston the second weekend of November, and I will be calling the Grade 1 Colonial Cup at in South Carolina. I couldn't.
Anyone wants to hear me come to the Great Frederick Fair in Maryland tomorrow or Saturday, where I've already called races today, by the way.
Oh yeah, they did race today for $900 a piece.
That is correct, exactly. I don't know if you're making up a number one, but that's right.
No, I know.
Kind of 1,800 though, because they do the 2 weeks there too. So they bring it back. Yeah, same horses. Now the way they do it there though is I guess kind of like this though, because it's only the same horses. You win your heat, you get the rail for the next one, which seems kind of unfair here though. Like I kind of wish they did the other way around because it's already you already get the best horse, right? So it's gonna
just let's call the race.
Yep. Does Blueprint click to 1 to 9 or not? We'll find out.
Actually, I'll call the race right now. Blueprint wins. Okay, we did it.
Pretty much. Blueprint 1. Now we say that he's gonna lose. Blueprint 1 to 5. Odds on outlier 7 to 2. Double-digit odds the rest. They're at the top of the stretch for the 80th Little Brown Jug. Here they are. And they're off in the jug. Blueprint from the inside looks to protect position. To the outside, odds on outlier. Poppy's Rocket, Captain Optimistic, Program Order. They're going to be put into here by Ronnie Wren Jr. and Lou Prick. No Trespassing is 5th, followed by Lou Star, Snack Attack, and Extra Sudge. You did get 1 to 5 in the end on Blueprint, who leads at a length and a half. Odds on outlier pocketed up in second. Poppy's Rocket, single file third in advance of Captain Optimistic, followed by No Trespassing, Lose Star, Snack Attack, and Extra Suds. Opening quarter, boom! Just like that, 27-3, it's Blueprint. Onto that far sweeping turn the first time, leads at a length and a half over odds on outlier in second. Poppy's Rocket, single file third in advance of Captain Optimistic. No Trespassing is 5th, followed by Lose Star, Snack Attack, and Extra Suds. They paced their way past the stands the first time, and it is Blueprint and Ronnie Wren Jr. looking to make it 9 for 9 on the year. Leads the way, put the half on the board. in 56, 55 and 4, 28 and 1 in the second quarter. It's Blueprint into the payoff half, leads the way. Odds on Outlier stays to the cones in second. First up on the outside, that is Scott Zeron. That's Captain Optimistic. Next to the inside, that's Yannick. That's Poppy's Rocket. Second over is, we don't even know what. I believe it's no trespassing, probably. Next to the inside, the back three, Loose Star, Snack Attack, Extra Sud, some way, somehow, 3 quarters. 56 and 2 was the half. We were close. That's 3 quarters now clicked off in 123, 124. They actually don't seem to be going that fast. It's Blueprint who's comfortably got it under control here so far. Captain Optimistic on the outside, battling pretty well here for second against Odds on Outlier as they come to the top of the stretch and turn for home. It's Blueprint. Blueprint looks to seal the deal. Odds on Outlier now kicks on for second, but it's Blueprint. A fist pump from Ronnie Wren Jr. It's Blueprint in Ohio. 150 and 1. That's only 2 seconds and 3/5 off of the track record.
I was gonna I could for a guy like Ronnie Wren, I could definitely understand the celebration because you get to drive the best horse of the crop. And, but like there's the only part of me where I'm just like, do you really need a fist bump? Is because genuinely it's like you just don't have to fall off to win that
race. I'd be pretty excited too. I mean, still.
Well, I like that's what I mean. Like I'm recognizing more that
3 was the horse to toss.
So here, 3 was the horse that didn't get it.
I don't think it was malicious. I think he just didn't see him, but I don't think that Ronnie even got that high five that he was looking for from Dexter.
No, he got it.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
Good for Ronnie. Holy shit, that's so cool.
Yeah, I like that. There was no doubt that he was going to win that race.
We thought it would be, and it was.
I think it's a good example, though, of times that are irrelevant, right? Like, that was a sprint home. If he had to go faster, he could have.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, he's shown that
in 26 and 2. It's so hard to tell there.
Yeah, they probably did.
Man.
I mean, ever since Blueprint was Ray Cotolo's best bet of Breeders' Crown weekends, he's been
I told you it'd be one. To be fair, when we didn't have times, we were making them up. I said I thought 122, 123, 124. It was 23 and 4. That's a fairly slow, relatively speaking, 3 quarters. That's just I mean, again, if Blueprint had to go faster 3 quarters, he could have, and then he would have had faster finishing time. I mean, there's no question in the world. He's the top horse right now. And honestly, here Garnett and I talk about it briefly. I mean, we both have votes in the top 10 poll. Obviously, big weeks are coming up. Lexington, Canada, down to the Breeders' Crown. It all comes down to the Breeders' Crown. We got some big weeks coming up. But at this point, 2 weeks ago, it was, I believe, 24 first-place votes for Mikee and Minnie, 4 for Blueprint, myself included on Mikee and Minnie because Blueprint had so much time off. Then after last week, Mikee and Minnie stumbles. Blueprint hasn't raced yet. But it's 17-17 next week. I jump ship. I'm on Blueprint number 1. I think there's even more now that has Blueprint number 1.
Best filly ever. Looks good in Lulu.
Yeah, I was kind of sad that Unreasonable didn't turn up inside of that race because she was really good at Oak Grove.
Ray, what do we do with somebody like Kevin? Like he just finds these horses that are so obscure, ridiculous things.
I don't know what's wrong with his mic. He
falls in love with these terrible horses. He finds these freaking fillies in Harrisburg and falls in love with these filly trotters and just never shuts up about them.
Is good. She is so good.
I mean, I'm going to take a page out of Mike's book. She seems kind of like a Lexington lover.
I know. But I'm a fan, so I have to keep
It's like sipping on Z-Rock, Lexington lover.
But sipping on Z-Rock is good now everywhere, apparently.
Yeah, he's good, but he loves Lexington more than anything.
Sipping on Z-Rock, by the way, undefeated since I picked him on Adios Day.
This is a historic double, by the way. This is the first time a trader's won the Jugette and the Jug in the same year since didn't Burke do it like 2 or 3 years ago?
That's a good question.
I think 4 years ago. Burke's done it semi-recently. I know that.
I mean, when you run a third of the animals at a certain point.
It was 1, 2, 4, 5, by the way. Blueprint, Odds on Outlier, Captain Optimistic, no trespassing. Remember how I said Poppy's Rocket was a really good play to get into that superfecta? Really good play to get in that superfecta.
Yeah. Well, we did say somebody wouldn't fire. That was the one that didn't. So.
Mm-hmm. And Captain Optimistic, I underestimated him because I didn't really take into account that in that slowed back half, he was still pushing forward from the wide trip. He showed a bit of grit. Like he showed that grit in the North America Cup too when he was trying to chase home.
He has a lot more class than everybody else, though. I mean, right?
That's true.
He's the second classiest horse in a race. So
hindsight's 20/20, and it's no bashing of anybody, but I'm just kind of looking at the pools again. I mean, 24-1 on Snack Attack and 22-1 on Extra Suds. Everything we've discussed, the way these races go, et cetera, et cetera. Could you have ever taken those prices on Post 7 or Post 8 in this field?
People bet numbers. They bet.
I know, but you deserve so much more than if one of them actually won, which I mean, it's a horse race. They can win, no question about it. But if they won, you deserve so much more than that.
Right. I mean, that's why we talk about having fair odds and stuff like that. We're just going to stay on until the payoffs come through.
Which they just did. Blueprint, 260, 210, 210.
They aren't on my thing yet. Come on.
Well, they're not on the screen yet, Ray, because they won't be on the screen forever because they leave the feed without prices until they show the winner's circle, the interviews, everything. It's going to be forever, Ray. Blueprint, 260, 210, 210, 260 on Blueprint. You got the breakage, too. Odds on Outlier, 240, 220. Captain Optimistic, 280. No Trespassing was fourth. Your dollar exacta, $2 even. Dollar trifecta, 1, 2, 4, $5.30. You probably deserve more for getting a 3 out of there. 50 cent superfecta, 1, 2, 4, 5, $11.65.
Wait, so you got what, $10 on the try? You said
on the try, $5.30 for $5.30. So 10,
okay,
60,
so then the dollar super pays 20. You got
dollar super pays 23.30.
Yeah, I mean that's just by virtue of the obvious coming in 1-2. That's not really anything to write home about. You take it if you cash it.
Well, folks, there it was, the day we all wait for in the Buckeye State. It's Jug Day.
1 to 5.
Tonight from the Delaware County Fairgrounds, known world over as the home of the Little Brown Jug.
This was a fun
Remember, folks, if you're drinking like I've been, don't be driving.
There was one time I signed off from Oak Grove and I said something along the lines of like, please drive home safely. We want to see you again. I do stand by that. I think that's a fair thing to request of people, is to take care of themselves. But no, I think if anything, what this year will be known for is maybe there will be a conversation of, do we move the jug to an open draw? Because
I think somebody already tweeted about it.
Ray, hear me out. Hear me out. There's this thing in this sport called tradition that usually wins out over.
Oh, please tell me about that.
But that would make the eliminations irrelevant too. So that's another problem with that.
Right.
Well, it might not if they do post protection as opposed to, because like the way they do it is the antiquated style.
Okay, if we're gonna take a few minutes to talk crazy here, how about the craziest solution then? Come on, Hamiltonian used to be it. Kentucky Futurity, we all know it used to be a thing. Animal welfare, Groove, PETA, whatever. What if you just take the 8 highest money earners and open draw from there and one race for $600,000 instead of the elims at all in 2 weeks and 1 day?
That's the note we end on.
Is that, I want to know though, is that what you said when the Hamiltonian and the Kentucky Futurity went to 1 heat instead of 2?
The 1 year that they did that, I remember it was when Father Patrick was in and they only drew 11. Mm-hmm. And so then they decided to just go to final.
Oh, that's how they got there? Okay, so maybe that's what happened here in the jug. I mean, let's be real. The jug could get there because at this point, again, it's no disrespect to anybody in this race at all. You know, I mean, look, I own horses, and a lot of us do on the show. Race, doesn't exactly have the pennies for a horse, but it's fine because he wouldn't split uniform blue chip with me. He could have had a horse, but it's fine.
I should have cashed the $50 you put on that horse to win. That's the biggest mistake I've made in my betting career.
It's no disrespect to anybody in the race, but truly though, it's some year, maybe Blueprint wasn't the horse. Who knows who the horse is in the future? But if you get a true world beater to show up to Delaware, and everybody knows they really have no shot. There is a universe where you get less than 8 horses enter here. It's going to take a lot, but if that year does happen, it might be 10, 20, 30 years. But when that year happens, maybe that is what it takes to go to 1 heat.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly possible. I would argue that it would be interesting if then they still did 2 heats and you have to win both. You have to win both of them. Because I feel like if there's no eliminations, that does bring an argument to maybe go back to 3 heats. Best out of 3 won't happen.
Yeah. But so Blueprint wins twice here. He's good. Otherwise, Blueprint and odds on Outlier, we go them. I just think the big problem is, and again, I don't know how they did this in the past, and especially now that there's, maybe we're talking too deep about this as is. Maybe it's more of a superficial conversation. But TV deals, everything else, right now we just finished the 2nd heat. We had a different winner. By rule, we're gonna have to basically well, first things first, it's gonna be dark, so we're gonna have to move this card up. Which, to be fair, we're already starting at 11. We can run these races faster. We know that. But what do we do for the next 45 minutes? We just sit here and stare at each other? Like, what do we do? I mean, I guess the jug doesn't have to be the last race. Maybe you throw 2 more races after it, and you say, the optional 24th race may or may not happen, depending on whether it's needed or not. But like us to just sit here and stare at each other for 45 minutes.
I vote that on the broadcast. If I vote on the broadcast, they see how many oysters can Gabe Pruitt down in 10 minutes.
Oh, I could beat him. I would like us to have an oyster eating contest. Let's go for that.
You have to wait like between heats or however it was back in the day. How long were you waiting?
It was like 45 minutes or something like that, like an hour. Well, also time moved slower back then because they didn't have cell phones and stuff. So you had to do like awful things, like talk to the people around you. And
to be fair, I think at the time though, that was
drink.
I mean, I don't want to say optional because they never wanted to bring the horses right back out, I'm sure, but it was at least semi-optional in the sense that I don't think there was an actual rule. Like we have an actual rule in the USTA rulebook now. You have to have this time between heats. Back then, I don't think the rule existed, so I think it was kind of a matter of kind of horsemen staring at each other and saying, like, "Are we ready? Okay, let's go."
Yeah. On that note, I think that does do it for the coverage. Lou Print wins as expected. We at least got some value on the show when Prolific Fire went off at a heinous 4-1 in that Ohio Breeders' Championship, only because she had the second tier. I do encourage, if you enjoyed this show, it's a bit more laid back than our other In the Money media productions for the Harness Players podcast, because we usually have to cut them down to 20 minutes. Some have said that that's too long, but that's okay. We try to present the best information possible to at least help you make up your mind, because we'll like what we like, but we try to share different perspectives to hopefully help you build your thoughts on who to bet inside of these harness races. Because at the end of the day, you play your money. I don't really care where your money goes. I just hope you win. And I hope you come back to another episode of the Harness Players podcast. We have some good stuff coming up, Mike. Kentucky Futurity is coming up in a few weeks' time. And Breeders' Crown, of course.
Century.
Yeah.
Got them back.
Century is back. We have Kentucky coming up. We have Breeders' Crown upcoming well. Progress Pace as well. That's going to be towards November. And, of course, for the Thoroughbred side, Breeders' Cup action only going to heat up because we're just about a month out now from the World Championships over at Del Mar, and PTF and crew are going to have a lot more on that front. But we're going to stick to our harness sec next time, whenever that is. It's probably sometime next week. We hope you come back for another episode of the Harness Players podcast, and we hope that at the end you made some money, but more importantly, you had some fun.